But this is our little grim and perilous story that we're running. Welcome aboard. Hope everybody is having a good night and is ready to have an even more interesting evening. I know I've got stuff in store for the players. But before we get to our major festivities, we like to give a few shout-outs, do announcements and such. So with all of our announcements and everything taken care of, we are going to go ahead and get into our next episode of Ghost Reveries. Tonight's episode is episode 7, entitled By Your Own Devices. That is where we left off last. So I believe today we shall find the troop arriving at breakfast in the dining room.
Yay. Good to be home.
The dining room is a naturally lit, large, clean pane windows. No waver.
Oh.
These windows are crystal.
Sell your house.
The rainbow-like dappled reflections bouncing across the table and the large spread of fine breakfast food. Fare from Galia, obvious. Fish that have been baked, eggs that have been lightly poached and sit in small poached egg holders, if you've ever seen them before.
So my parents are eating meat again.
Your parents aren't there.
Oh, thank God. Oh. They're very busy.
Are there more guests here, or is this all just for us?
For us.
Well, there's more to it. On the table, there's also some Brithingal fare. There is some back bacon. There is some hash browns kind of piled into a plate. And the same care that was put into the Galian dishes doesn't seem to be present. Make a perception test. Perception awareness.
Hooray! I got to upgrade.
Standard. Standard difficulty.
Oh no!
So by the way, Zweihander is a percentile system. The difficulty adjusts their base chance based off of their stats. So
It's more.
just roll under. What'd you get?
Oh, I fail.
You fail?
I normally fail.
I failed.
Everyone failed?
Yeah.
Failure.
It was close to a dramatic failure. It was a 78.
You notice
Ooh.
that the china is different. The fine plateware is different.
Sorry.
Mostly that the Brithingal stuff is in wooden bowls.
Oh.
And there is also some Scanian fare. Blood sausage. Fermented fish. And they are in I would call it stoneware, but it really just looks like gardener pottery.
Oh, Mother, that's not good.
Was she a good delegate? Because she seems a bit of like a cunt and very powerfully
She was
skilled at
an-
insulting people.
She was an ambassador for Galia, not for Scania. And she
Do you-
doesn't have very good opinions right now.
Well, maybe she just used up all her delicacy during her career. No longer being paid for the kindness.
Oh, she's always been this way. As long as I can remember.
I'm not one to comment on the dysfunctions of families, but that seems exhausting.
So, Les, seeing that you've all arrived and taken seats, he nods to all of the other staff. They actually leave. Les walks over to the table. I hope you enjoy this morning's repast. It was arranged for you by the Lady Athen. We've done our best to prepare your preferred cultural dishes. Apologize for their presentation. We do not have enough good plates to put them on. I apologize. Unless you require a specific service, I will leave you to your meal.
Before he goes, I'm going to pull him aside. I know that I had spoken to one of the housekeepers the night before, but I wasn't able to speak directly to Les.
Mm-hmm.
Were my parents really that worried?
He leans in. Roach's protocol. He puts a hand on your shoulder and says, I know she has a harsh way of showing it, but I do think there was some concern. And I don't think she's going to let you forget that.
He normally doesn't.
Enjoy your meal.
Thanks.
He stands up, turns around, walks over to a silver cart, rolls over a piping hot pot of tea, bows, and leaves, leaving you in this vaulted room. Crystal dappled light streaming through windows. And you notice anytime you speak above a whisper, there's a slight hollow echo to your voice, reminding you of the room that you are in.
Anya, does your mother deny you the service of your house? Why aren't you attended?
Well, they normally know I like to keep to myself periodically, and I did worry them a lot, and they're probably angry with me.
You show a kindness that is unusual for your station. That is very considerate.
I know that I'm very much a troublemaker, and Les has to put up with it a lot.
Well, on the note of trouble, I was thinking last night, if I could get a sharp knife and maybe borrow a pot of that tea, maybe we can get a look into one of those letters before we have to deliver them.
Do you really want to know?
That is, yes, why wouldn't you? You're not curious? Are you well?
Oh no, I'm very curious. It's just I didn't like where we were last night, and I didn't. Between that and the doctor, I don't know if I want to know much more about that. What they know.
So you're free to make yourself willing to do a litany of services, but you don't want to know
if it
what
gets his answers at
partaking
the
in?
end.
I take it back. Maybe you are a little bit more akin to your station. You don't care about how something comes about.
I mean, I don't think it's whether it's a. I mean, it's a rude thing to just try to look at someone's letters.
It's also going to be like the least rude thing we're about to do if we're about to try and convince these people that they have to show up?
I can ask around and see if anyone knows the best time to go for Lady Vetland. Did I remember proper?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. If we go to Lady Vetland first, and I'm just gonna like push the tea kettle towards you, and be like, I kind of do want to read it. Knowing things is sometimes not a good thing.
I'll be honest, I don't know how you do that thing, so that's why I'm saying I wouldn't do it, because I literally do not know how to do it. And I would probably just rip open the letter and then be like, well, they know it's fucking open, so if you can actually pull it off, then...
Well, the idea, I'd seen a lord do it once before.
Very unladylike. I pull up, like, there's a slit in my skirt, and in one of the pockets, like, there's a... I pull out a dirk and I hand it over, like...
This will have to do. Alright, so the idea is... you use the moisture from... Yeah, this is quite the breakfast. The moisture and the humidity to loosen the bind, and then to use the edge of the blade.
It's wax sealed.
I understand.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
understand.
We could rebuild the edges
It's
of it.
going to be a skullduggery test. To see if you can do this without damaging the seal.
Who do you think is the least likely to notice if we have to repair it? Of the three, because we
Probably
there's
the guard.
Yeah, probably the captain.
I said something very mean.
the speed in which you've just made this judgment about our captain. My goodness.
Well,
I mean,
it's the
I
captain,
agree.
but it's also the alchemist and someone of learning,
Well,
and
yeah,
then a
the
lady who has to
apothecary.
deal with a lot of, probably someone else is going to open it who's been trained to do it. Sorry.
Don't apologize. No, I'm toying with you.
So all larcenous acts, criminal activities that don't fall under another skill, fall under
Skullduggery.
skullduggery.
It's a fun word.
An argument could be made for counterfeit, but that'll be if you fuck up the wax seal and have to make a new one.
Oh, God.
Or repair the one that you currently have.
It's one of those weird moments where Cassandra skills would be useful, but my character's a little...
If my character actually was able to be trained in skullduggery, he wouldn't be bad. He's just not able to... A man-at-arms is just not equipped for this.
So,
Alright, let's see if our knave is useful.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
we will. Let's
This
spend
is
a
something
thing.
I do not want to get caught on, please.
Yeah.
fortune is spent and a
I
misfortune
think I just really miss
is
Fox, so I'm
earned.
living, like, dangerously. In the spirit of...
Roll away.
Okay. Yes. Nope.
Can we reroll it again?
Oh my god, that's
No.
a lot of fortune. No, no.
Okay. Which one did you try to start with first? The captain?
Captain, yeah.
Okay.
You guys voted captain.
As
I'm down
you
with it.
allow the steam to warm the seal, start to slide the knife in between, start to saw slightly, and then you're fairly sure that you have it. The slight flick of the wrist, you slice about a quarter of the way up from the bottom. Just gets sheared through the seal, leaving 1/4 on the bottom piece and 3/4 of the seal still attached to the top.
Well, it's open now. And she's just gonna try and peer in.
I'm staring at it in horror.
Listen, I'm gonna be the one
It's
who
a
has to lie
it's a
about it.
trifold letter, so you can just open. It's a single page trifolded
Okay.
with a seal, so it's easy to open.
Just unfold it.
Inside,
Where's my pen?
the letter reads thusly: My dearest Captain, we have need of your presence. Shipments will cease should I not see you. 3 days. Well, no, not 3 days, because there's no idea when you're going to deliver this, because you have 3 days to deliver them.
So, like
it was in 3 days, so...
On this date.
Yeah.
I'm gonna actually put a date.
Ooh.
Trying to keep it immersive and still in character instead of just being like 3 days from the day that it was written. The 22nd of this month. Be punctual. Twilight. As twilight wanes. My laboratory. Signed, Dr. O. Cyrus.
Your nerdy ass players just wrote down the full letter in
Oh, yes.
total into their notebooks.
I
Yep.
wrote
I
a
even
Cliff
wrote a-
Notes version.
Cool little. It's actually in letter format. I'm okay. I'm not okay.
I mean, that just looks like a pretty normal letter.
I wonder what he's shipping.
Just about to ask that.
I don't know.
Well, it has to be important if it's
I mean,
something that would
he's-
Maybe it's
motivate.
ribs.
Yeah, could be ribs if he's providing food for the captain. Maybe it's some sort of just a food transaction, perhaps.
It's probably not, but I'm trying to think of the best here.
I was about to say, the worlds you live in, I wish to visit. It seems quite nice.
With what we've seen and
Just exchanging meat.
They're just exchanging. Yeah. Okay.
phrasing. Phrasing.
Well, we were accosted on the street on our way to see the dear captain. If only he had done his job, the streets would be safer and his letter would be intact.
What if you kept it in your pocket and it got all rumpled?
Yeah, that sounds pretty believable.
Which is
You
usually
could try
pocket.
to reseal it.
Oh,
Oh, well, let's try that
I'll
first.
try
then.
that first, but then we know it is doomed to your pocket if I fail.
Oh, okay. Okay, so if he'll suspect anyone, then he will suspect me.
I will allow this as an open counterfeit
Oh.
test.
Anya!
But if you do not have the appropriate
Counterfeiting.
skill,
Yes.
I have steady hands.
it will be a challenging test.
I mean,
Oh no, I'm sorry, hard.
oh, jeez.
It'll be a hard test.
Even better.
I can try, but it will be.
It makes it
very-
as good as my perception.
Your intelligence is
Counterfeit is an
based-
intelligence test.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes it a 28.
Want
No.
me to try? It would be a 10 or less.
Well, I
Would
have
be
a
the
28.
No, once one person tries.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
fine.
okay.
No, I rolled an 89. Very much not a failure. It's very much not a success.
Close.
It's fine. As I said, we're just going to let him know these streets are dangerous. It got rumpled up. We were accosted. Someone tried to steal some from our pockets.
I mean, he doesn't know that we spent the night at your parents' place. So, I mean, if I took the letter home with me back to my place, and I don't really have like a nice drawer to put it in. So it's believable if I try to say it.
I could sell it.
I
though.
think I made it
It's
look
fine.
like a cow.
Really.
Wait, what?
Instead of the pig with the crown on it. Or the
Trying-
seal.
Trying to seal it. It's actually no. The seal itself is not a pig with a crown. That's the
Oh.
tavern.
I thought that was the seal as well.
Oh no. His seal.
I think we
If
wrote
you
down-
actually, since you're the one trying to put it together, I will allow you to do an alchemy
we
Alchemy?
know this one actually.
Difficult.
standard
Difficulty?
test.
Remember you asked about the turning lead, the alchemical formula for splitting iron?
Ah,
Oh,
yes. So you do know it already.
Yes.
I think I rolled a crit success on that too.
Mm-hmm.
You said, do you do a lot of splitting of metal, I think? And he's like, something along the lines of, it's his job, and you're like, meat! Yeah, because he's a butcher! And it's just me being like,
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm made of meat.
Well, you reseal it, but there's a clear line through the bottom of the seal. That is not natural, and you're fairly sure if you start messing with it even more, you're just going to make it worse.
Don't worry about it. Honestly, we'll just tell a tale and it'll be fine.
You say so. I'm not good at that.
Well,
No, you're not.
well, are we gonna start by seeing Captain Montress, or are we gonna start with one of the other two?
Would I know if the Lords Parliament, I know they are currently meeting, how long they'd meet for? Like, is there a specific time frame where I know I wouldn't be able to get to them?
Yes, when they're in session, you know that they would spend 2 hours in the morning in session, and then they would break for a 1.5 hour lunch, and then they would spend another 2 to 3 hours for the long session of the evening. You know, they work very, very hard discussing them.
Yeah.
That's standard meeting. Their standard parliamentary hours. And they put themselves at the behest and the service of the country and its people during that time.
So late afternoon or during lunch would be the best time to...
Yes, after 4 or 5, before or during the noon to almost to 3 o'clock hour, you could probably.
And do I know if they're going to not be meeting in any specific days? Like if it only meets, because I know you said that they are currently meeting.
Oh, they have
now.
they have a very rough schedule of 4 days a week.
Okay. Wanted to make sure it wasn't going to be like they meet once a month and like...
No. When it's in session, it's basically let's get all of this shit done so we can go back to our homes.
Got it.
Which can be a week's ride away. So they meet, you being of the nobility and your mother being who she is, I'm not going to have you roll politics for this. They meet once a quarter. They are allowed to be absent and send messengers or a proxy twice per year. They're allowed 2 absences. And they meet for a week long.
Got it.
Gathering. So right now they are together for 1 week.
Okay. So I wanted to make sure it wasn't going to be like this is the last day and we have to do it on this day. All right.
No, you arrived at the beginning of the week.
Perfect. Does my family know anyone on the Lord's Parliament?
Yes, several people.
Oh, yay.
If you are looking for specifics,
Let me go down the list. I'll heart which ones my family knows. It's good.
All right, hold on.
I'll make a little key at the bottom.
1 second, because now we're getting into writing Bible stuff. That is in a different part of my computer for accessing this kind of knowledge. No, that is an
What is
outline.
that mouth sound?
I'm
What
not-
was that?
What?
That was
Weird.
Sorry. What?
No, I saw something on the thing and I got really confused.
Yeah, I know. It's a metal
Okay.
thing.
There it is. Okay.
Metal
So do you
engraved
want to
bird poo.
know specific names?
Yeah.
We had the list of names originally. We were trying to see if your family knows of them.
Or knows them because
I
of
see.
my mother's.
You know
Yeah.
some.
Mm-hmm.
You are personally, you know that your mother was close with the Exchequer, who is
Whose party you missed? Whose party you missed?
Duke Olche.
They aren't on the list of the Lord's Parliament.
Actually, the small council is technically part of, like, it's considered to, they run the Lord's Parliament meetings. The Regent's
They're the
Council,
tier above.
Okay.
the Concilium Domini. When the Lord's Parliament gathers, the king sits and watches. The king is 12. The king is still 2 years away from being able to claim being able to dissolve the Regent's Council and rule himself.
He's got a lot of training still.
You know,
He's grinding.
when he's 14 and an adult,
Do people still die early in this world?
depends on what part of the culture society you're part of. Peasants die very quickly. Sometimes
Sensibly so, in that order.
Yeah,
Okay.
nobles who have doctors. You know, like today.
Yeah.
So
Meths. What can you do?
fucking
No.
mess. Anyway,
Nerds.
they have to. So at 14, he can claim regency as king, and then the Concilium Domini will probably make up a king's council, but they won't be making the decisions. As they are regents, they make decisions by small council vote. The rest of the Lord's Parliament basically creates laws, and then they, as a group, vote. When the king is in his throne, he will make those choices himself.
Okay.
Basically, ultimate veto power. But of course, you piss off the wrong people, blah, blah, blah. Fun political back and forthery. So,
I'm used to that.
let's see.
Used to ignoring it.
That seems on brand.
So, Old Che.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Rackenberg was on the...
Yep. Duke.
Duke Rackenberg, yep.
Your mother knew Duke Rackenberg. You saw him at parties.
Okay.
You're not personally you haven't met Vetland, but I do believe Borges was on that list. Was Borges on that list?
No.
No, there's a Bravio.
Brazio, yes.
Okay.
That one?
Yes.
It
And
feels weird that I'm marking them with tiny hearts.
And Esperona. Was that on the list as well?
Lady
Yes.
Esperona.
Lady Esperona.
Maybe your mom will think that you're suddenly interested in
Those
marriage
are-
and she'll be happy.
Those are the ones that would recognize you, and you would recognize them, and you'd be able to, oh, hello, hi, how are you? Da, 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 da.
I wouldn't want to, but
Like, I was going to avoid these people.
The others know of you, know of your mother.
eh.
There's maybe one or two that aren't, that are newer. So, I believe Montroy was on that list as well. Was Montroy on that list? Or,
No.
No.
no?
You have a Mordenhouse?
Mordenhouse, was Paveron.
Pavron,
Yep.
Karabor,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Pavron, Rackenberg, Greyholm, Waldberg, Tren, Brazio, Esperona, Mordenhouse.
I went through the list. I
And then-
never actually properly
yeah.
marked them off on the Lord's
Waldberg
Council.
connected.
I have all of the lands and holdings within the kingdom of Brithengall, so I need to put all that together.
I will admit, while I was being emotionally tormented by my mother yesterday, I didn't quite take great notes. Which is the one who had the party that they missed?
Old Jay?
Old
Yeah.
Jay?
The
And-
Exchequer.
His son's
Gonna be there?
engagement
Okay,
party.
so I should probably go and apologize to him for my parents missing, because it was my fault.
Bit unusual to go at that time, but we can work with that. I'm proud of you. We'll make it work just on that alone.
Maybe not today.
Why not today?
I don't want to go.
Okay, so we'll
Sorry.
go and find that captain then.
Why not stay? I don't wanna!
Listen,
Very ladylike.
bratty fucking child, listen. Cowardly, bratty fucking child. I hate it. I'm good.
It'll be extremely poor taste to wait to apologize. if that's going to be what we're doing, you should do so right away. That would explain away why you're being so impolite by showing up their place of work, but you're so urgently burdened with the guilt of missing that you threw that aside.
Yeah. Probably the best bet.
I mean, given some time, I could see if any acquaintances I know will be around, if that is something you really need to avoid. But in truth, I think you'll be fine.
I'll walk in and a lot of people know my mom. Be recognizable, but at least hopefully not questioned too much. Granted, going to see Duke Gulch is probably gonna be hard.
So you're gonna wait till.
Are we
either-
doing your lunch?
Yes. We
That's still plenty of time. We can.
find out where the guard is stationed, or maybe go past the apothecary.
Well,
Is
the
it
apothecary's in the Court of Miracles,
Yes.
a far stretch away from where they'll be holding Parliament. But we can still try and see if there's any rumors about of the other two. Find out if anyone knows exactly where these people can be found at certain times.
Yeah, I mean, given the state of the Hierophant's recruitment of the army, perhaps he might be stationed out
I'm
somewhere
gonna
with those guards.
Take a wild guess and say Sheehan wouldn't know because it's private guard. No. Okay.
Private guard.
Yeah, he was wearing the family's colors, so
Yeah, he's the house guard. He's not part of the city guard.
Yeah.
he wouldn't.
But I'm sure I can ask around those guards and get an idea of where he might be at.
That might be better, although you seem to be looking for an excuse to talk to your sweet little guard.
They've tried to get me out of trouble.
I mean, they work for you, and they seem obliged to help you.
What I say to the staff here normally gets back to my mother very quickly.
In fact, I'm pretty sure it's not just what you say to the staff here. You should be more careful in seeing who's watching you elsewhere.
Oh. I'm gonna have to work through the actual field. Oh.
So, do we want to meet maybe a block away from Parliament at a certain time and try and get some information in that period? Or do we want to stay together and do so as friends do, a group?
I think we should go as a group. I would rather not go out on my own.
Okay, fair.
And
So
talk
if
to
we meet
people.
anybody I know, I just need you both to agree to 100% agree to everything I say. Smile, nod, and don't ask weird questions.
Okay.
I have a question.
Oh, is it weird? Get it out now.
If we have to wait till lunch, wouldn't it be better if I tried asking the guards around during the morning time and then meet up with you guys at Parliament? Unless...
We just agreed that we were all gonna go together, so you can do that.
No, you guys went and said that we all agreed. I didn't say anything yet, but you just assumed that I
but
agreed.
what if I want to meet all your attractive soldier friends?
Then you...
Mother wouldn't let me marry any of them.
Well, who says you have to marry them to enjoy them? Oh, Anya.
So you would come with me then?
Certainly, I don't see a problem with it. We've been in worse places together at this point.
Okay.
I've seen the inside of your kneecap.
I saw the thing that was within your kneecap.
Frederick.
His kneecap's a very popular place. I was also thinking about the finger.
Oh, ooh, that too.
Now we will go.
Okay. The three of you gather together, and the first place you're headed out after exiting the gate, walking through this. By the way, the floral scent of the garden is most notable in the early morning as the dew kind of carries the pollen in a fragrant misty kind of way. It is not your guard from last night at the front. Another one that you're not as acquainted with. Leaving in the morning isn't exactly Anya's custom, when she was staying at home at least. But he knows who you are. Opens the gate, gives us a polite and courteous nod. Waits for you to get onto the street, closes the gate behind you. You know there is a cab station nearby, so you could go from the foreign district to any other district within the city. Takes you a short walk, 5-10 minute walk to get to the cab stand. A driver relaxing, eating an apple on top of his carriage. Quickly puts it away. You see somebody standing near the stand, hops down, walks over, opens up the carriage door, and bows, awaiting your pleasure.
Well, see, you suggested that we speak to the soldiers. Do you know a particular garrison where you wanted to visit? Someone that would speak with you?
Know which quarter, like a military garrison would
Well, there's
be?
several garrisons throughout the city. Each district of the city has a patrol. There is a central garrison that is near the royal district. But there are several basically patrol houses throughout.
If there's a patrol house that's sort of in the same district area as the parliament or on the way to the parliament, then
that would be the actual garrison itself would take precedence at that point. There's no patrol where the garrison is. The garrison provides that hub there. The other patrol houses are kind of, so there's one in Westgate. There's one by Lionsgate, which is the northern. They're all dedicated to the Seraphs, but they all have a different name. Westgate being the western one, but it is also officially that is the Hiergens Gate, I believe. No. Paladins to the north. To the south is the Shepherd. Yes, east is Smith, west is Kyrgen. The north, the Paladins Gate is referred to as the Lions Gate. The Shepherd's Gate is the only one that's actually referred to as Shepherd's Gate. And the Eastern Gates, where the Smith would be, is known as the Iron Gate.
So the West Gate is called the Kyrgens Gate or the West Gate?
It's officially called Kyrgens Gate. Everyone just calls it Westgate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Common versus formal.
Right. Okay.
Think about commoners who can barely read and write. Thinking about how to spell Kyrgens Gate.
Oh God.
I don't know how to
That's
spell
why they
it.
just say. That's why they just say Westgate for that one.
Well, we think he's the city guard, yes? Or head of the state army?
Yeah, state army or the guard. So if things are getting done, they're getting their paladin's blessings and going at ready for war. We came from the West Gate. It could be by the Lions Gate. If it's like not gonna be like a big time thing between like making sure we can still get to the parliament for around the lunchtime.
Worst comes to worst, we can always hit them in the afternoon when they're done for the day.
You know you have enough time to be able to go to pretty much any place, one other place in the city, and then also make it to the Royal District.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
For parliamentary recess.
All right, then. Sig says, check the garrison by the Lion's Gate.
The garrison is by the Royal District.
Mhm.
Where's the Royal District?
By Parliament.
Pretty much at the it is in a rather horseshoe-like valley. There is a northern exit, but it is the most defendable position because it is kind of a pass through the valley. So that's why it's the Paladin's Gate, is the most defendable position of all
On
of
brand.
them. Exactly. Also, the holy directions, the holy cardinal directions of the cross, the exalted cross, is another reason why each one gets. It just so happens that the most defendable position, the one that no one would dare assail, the Paladin's Gate, happens to be the north as well.
Mm-hmm.
The Shepherd's Gate is the one that leads to most open fields. Appropriately so. The Lion's Gate being to the north, that would be a patrol house. Any of the 4 gates have patrol houses near them, and they in turn patrol the districts in those areas. The highest point that has actually been built up, and is rather a lot higher than what you think the valley floor would be, is where the Royal District is. Almost as though the district itself is being carried upon a litter.
I should probably pick up a congratulations present for his son.
Well, we were trying to we were trying to find out where
You could say that it's being sent to his estate. You wouldn't bring it to him in Parliament. What if it doesn't fit in your hands? He doesn't know.
Hold on. You guys are kind of walking all over. Sieg was trying to say which district to go to. Are you thinking of what would be the most important place where he would give orders from, or are you looking for the most active place where you think he would be giving orders from in kind of in the field kind of way?
I mean, that's where I'm like, because I know that obviously they're getting the troops ready for war, so I'm trying to think where.
Well, they're heading west, so they would be going out the west gate. That's where they were gathering. When you were coming in, they were going out.
Yeah.
The day prior. They would receive the blessing in the Grand Cathedral of Aberdown.
Right.
And then they would head out the west gate.
And the Grand Cathedral is in which district?
It's in the it's right next to the Royal District. There's a small Vatican-like complex.
Okay.
Within just kind of like a bud on the side of. It would never be considered part of another district, but it's not part of the Royal District. It is its own thing.
Okay,
that is where the Hierophant's meager palace dwelling is. Near the Grand Cathedral.
Without water.
Alright, then he'll just try the Royal District.
The garrison, the main garrison.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do they wear fancy hats?
I don't know. I haven't had a chance to wear them.
Sorry.
The driver closes the door as you get in. Nods to the request to go to the garrison in the Royal District.
Mm-hmm.
Snaps the lead on the carriage, and it rumbles down the street along the cobblestones. As you head from the Foreign District, which is slightly to the north and west. The thing about this city, it is in a valley. And if you had seen this valley before anything was built here, you would assume it was much deeper than it is. The Royal District itself stands above the rest, but it is not on any natural hill. there's a place that you know of that is called the Nethers. Below is the remnants of the first city of Aberdown. The original construction. There are many secrets kept down there. Those buildings are older than Brithingall itself. There are ruins deep below that may very well be remnants of the old Aurelian Grand Empire, when the Aurelian people spanned the continent in a vast empire. Their control spreading all the way across halfway through Galia, dominating the eastern coast and the entirety of the God's Eye. They grant a very large inland sea. The current royal palace, central ward, is higher than the exterior valley walls. The base of said palace is higher than any building in the surrounding districts. One must ascend a switchback pathway known as the Paladin's Ascent to even get to the royal district's height. It stands upon as I said, it's almost as though it's being carried upon a litter. A great pedestal-like construction with buildings sheared off awkwardly should you go into the Nethers. You need a flat surface to build upon. And those buildings did not need third and fourth stories or first stories. It should be flat. That is the best way to build. Now, those who own those homes and buildings and businesses didn't exactly get asked. It was made by royal decree. So in between the large statues that bear this litter above the rest of the surrounding buildings, there are gaps that lead to the Nethers. You ride past all those. Over to the Grand Paladin's Ascent. This is a enormous, wide switchback ramp. We're talking a good 30-yard width of road built in such a way that it can wind back and forth, taking you the extra 2 stories it takes to get to the base of the royal district. You can see numerous personal carriages. You can see marching soldiers in formation. It is not the merchants' quarter. It is not the merchants' district near the shepherd's district, which is near the shepherd's gate, where you would see just any person from any walk of life. No, no, no. The people walking up this ascent are very well to do, or there with purpose. Even the people who are obviously servants, who bring wine casks on carts, have their carts painted, polished. The horses have drapery, so as not to embarrass those who go to the royal district on a regular basis. Think of if the Palace of Versailles hovered over Paris itself, held aloft by grand statues in reverence to exalted saints. I'd give you an idea of what it's kind of like.
A peacock? Peacock?
No, that's just one of the carts.
I distinctly thought I heard a peafowl.
Could be. Aren't those who keep them as pets?
No, that's also a cart. It's got a squeaky wheel. They should really fix it.
Once you are on the grand plate of the district, you can look out and see the view of the nobility. Sieg's never really been up here. Sable has seen it once or twice when her family had business in the royal quarter, in the royal district. Anya's seen this so many times she doesn't care. It's just the view. To Sieg and to Sable, it is still a beautiful sight to see. To Sieg, it is a new experience he never thought he would get to even comprehend in his life. It is though you stand upon Olympus and gaze down at the many cities below. People are just smaller. You feel almost a sense of power simply standing upon this pedestal that the royal palace is upon. So, sorry, making volume adjustments.
You only needed ask, guys. We fix.
Descriptions.
Yeah, I know, that's fair. More important.
The carriage rides and takes you another 15 minutes away from the edge of the district's vista and brings you to an area where this is the most varied of people on the within the royal district, or upon the royal district, because soldiers are here. There are a few taverns which have been given royal license to operate here, places that the soldiers are told to go. This is your tavern. This is your shops. So a small district within the district, just for the garrison.
Do these soldiers just have the paladin laurels on them?
Some of them do. Some of them not yet. You can see some have actually kind of just thrown them on their pauldron or have it hanging off of their waist. The fact every state troop wears a very similar uniform. It is a breastplate of hardened leather with metal strips through it and a single pauldron on their right shoulder. bearing the crest of Brithengal, modified with their regimental colors around Brithengal's crest.
Just to make sure I'm going to roleplay this properly, I've never been to the garrison, right?
Personally, you've passed it.
Passed it. Okay.
You've never, like, walked in there.
I normally read through driving through the city.
News in a book.
I haven't been here either, but I was just assuming that if someone like Cyrus was looking for an important captain, I would assume he would be in a place of the biggest of importance within the city. And if not, then we're going to get someone who definitely will know where he is in the city, if he's not just here.
So do you know someone that works here?
No.
Have you worked as a soldier since you've been here at all?
Not for the Brithengal's army specifically, or at the very least, not in this district.
I should say not. Well, they should probably be easy enough to speak to in the tavern. You seem like you're amongst your own. Maybe.
Perhaps not as much up here, but to each their own. I shall make my way. I'm sure this tavern won't be as loud or chaotic as the one of Cyrus's. Pig's Head.
Well, I dealt with that. I can deal with another one. Maybe with less hanging bodies.
Good enthusiasm. Good morning wake up. Nothing like a morning trip to the tavern. Let's get this over with.
I would try not to smell like liquor if we're gonna go to the parliament later.
I can't make any promises.
Okay.
The driver, having let you out and holding his hand out for payment.
What do I owe?
Whoa, Klug. Holy crap.
Magnus! Hashtag riot!
Klug.
Goddamn.
Oh.
Thank you.
Klug, oh goodness.
Santa Klug.
Santa Klug. Riot. It's Klug. Fuck you.
All right.
Love you. Bye.
It's a, there is, it is 3 silver for the distance, no, I'm sorry, 3 pennies for the distance, 2 pennies for horse feed, 1 penny for the cushions, 2 pennies for the... No, 4 pennies for the toll that had to be paid to enter the royal district. So
a silver.
1 silver.
My God, does he just break it all down like that too?
He did, yeah. He just rattled them all off. Just when you looked at him, is like, hi, and he just rattled off all of those.
Good on you.
Yep, I hand him 2.
2 silver?
Yeah. I don't know what the
A
normal
double
tipping
fair.
thing is.
Well, think
Last
in
time I did it less.
Think in
than-
percentages.
I know. Anya doesn't.
Anya does.
Oh, God.
Okay.
The last time I
So
did
he
the
looks-
copper and got dirty looks, and this time I'm gonna be like, oh, what the hell am I doing wrong?
His eyes go bug-eyed, and he says, I'll be staying at a cab stand towards the front of the district if you do need any travel back.
Yeah, we've
I'll
got
be at your service.
we've got more places to go to today.
What's your name?
My name?
Yes. Oh, there she goes.
Friar.
Friar? Okay, thank you, Friar.
He pockets the money and
With the amount you just paid him, he should.
hops up and
He's really nice.
because
heads away.
so he's just gonna start marching, making sure he's got the note in the pockets, like doing a little bit of like an extra, like okay, making sure it's in a weird position as he is making his way towards the tavern.
Think of it as one
I
of
know
those.
the proper 20%.
Yeah,
because
no.
I was a waitress.
No. He took it as like, I'm going to need you later beyond call in a way.
Anya doesn't know that.
Hence why he let you know where he'd be.
Oh, okay. What was the name of it?
Hmm?
Where was he?
Oh, he was going to be towards the front of the Royal District at a stand.
Oh, stand at the front. Okay.
Miss Fire.
Fire should
Oh, I
be
already
willing
wrote
to
that down.
drive you for the rest of your life.
Heading to the tavern
Yes.
in the garrison. The tavern has a sign above it. You're not exactly sure what the name of the tavern is, but you do know that it is a pair of crossed swords on the sign.
Would it be unusual for anyone but the soldiers to enter facilities like that?
Well, there's employees and those sent to entertain the soldiers. Possibly anybody who might need soldiers themselves.
Okay.
It's not unheard of, but it is not exactly a common thing that happens all the time. So, walking through the door, you are greeted with a much different experience than you did last. The last time you went through a tavern. This tavern actually had a full door with a handle and everything. As you entered, you looked around. There's no ratter's pit. There is no fist fights happening over dice games. There are dice games, mind you, but they're much more civil.
There's no dog and rat things, right?
There's no ratter's pit.
Okay.
There's no butcher shop currently operating in the back. There's no slop barrel.
Oh, even better. I did not want to be near that.
There are wine bottles and fine casks behind the tavern. The city guard seems to be paid decently if they can afford to have this kind of living, or at least they want the garrison in the Royal District to at least look like it fits in with the area as best as it can. But you can see several tables are specifically designed tables for King's Dice, a sort of poker with six-sided dice. And then plenty of other tables open for just general sitting. The room is rather busy comparatively, but not as raucously busy. And the music is less bawdy. It's a little bit more refined. Make awareness perception, please.
Okay.
This is a standard test.
Okay.
I actually succeeded. I rolled a
Ooh.
27.
Yes,
I
with-
needed to roll 28.
With my new awareness thing, I rolled a 43 and I needed a 45 or less, so I succeed.
Failure.
Well, you notice that Zeke must have picked the right place because this looks like the officers' club. There are no enlisted here. Each and every individual you see walking past you bears extra seals on their pauldron, their regimental pauldron. It's starbursts with hanging parchment or ribbon seals to them with holy words scrawled across them. Each one bearing more or less slightly different crests. You can see some of them that look rather obvious that seem to be your standard sergeant. Oh no, sergeant wouldn't be in here. Lowest would be a lieutenant would be allowed in. There are those with captain's signets. No. Signet is a ring. Seals. Each one is like a seal. Captain seals. There are a few commander's seals. Nobody up to the level of like general or anything like that, though. Mostly, it seems to be in officers that are obviously of a noble bearing.
I immediately went to Cap, and the captain's having the pause button, and the lieutenant's having the sniper dots, and I'm just like, nope.
Seeing all these high-ranked officials, Sig's just gonna start making his way over to the bartender.
Yes, there's a bartender currently working. He looks at you. NCOs. They meet at Broken Chalice.
I beg your pardon?
What's your rank?
Sable's gonna come up from behind and putting a hand on Seek's back. Oh, you misunderstand. He is commissioned by the House Phalamid. He is not of the Royal Guard. We are...
Ethan, son of a bitch.
That's what she said, though. In world,
Yeah,
that's what came out of her
I
mouth.
got you. It's good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold that against you.
Yes.
I was like, that's my
Sable
man.
would know.
Son of a bitch. Yeah.
Sable's too smooth. She would know that.
Being
Especially
played by
when I fuck my fucking mother.
sweaty possum. Listen, just because this sweaty possum girl wants to fuck your mother and father does not mean Sable does.
She wants into the house.
One way or another. Maybe both.
Through the front door or the back door?
Like I said.
Full access. Anyway.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Thank you.
He kind of stands. Lady, what can I do for you? I have a selection of wines.
I probably shouldn't, just because we still have some more running around to do.
You make it sound so dull. We're gonna have a fantastic day today.
Yes, but we should probably start later. I don't want to get too drunk too early.
I would point out that in more my setting definitely lines up with the more grounded medieval kind of settings.
You don't want to drink water?
In that
this
case,
way,
I will have bought a glass of wine.
Yeah, the idea of having a glass of wine isn't gonna fuck you up. And also, alcohol tolerances are way higher because everyone's drinking daily.
Got it.
So there's no worry about like, oh, I'm such a bitch. I'm a two-drink, that.
Also,
like, I thought it was bad to go in smelling like alcohol to the Parliament. And...
Oh no, everyone smells like alcohol in Parliament. Are you kidding?
Seeing as how Anya probably never paid attention when she went there.
Yeah.
The bouquet of an alcoholic fragrance is, if you smell of wine, it just means that you can get plenty of wine. As long as you're not sloppy drunk.
Plus, we had a really hearty breakfast, thanks to
You'll be
your
okay.
servants. So it's like, yeah, we're good. Yeah.
Then I will buy a glass of wine.
You have to get to like Churchill levels of fucked up to really make a scene.
Wow, honey.
What?
Wow.
The man was piss drunk
Yes,
during sessions all the time.
I know. I know, but that makes it worse, actually.
So, he red or white?
What would you guys like?
Red?
Red.
3 reds, please.
Very well. He goes over and says, he pulls down a mild, nothing crazy. You didn't say knock me off my feet. It's also a nice bottle. He pours it out for you and pushes it forward. And, 2 silver for the lot.
Okay.
God, I still have those things in my hoop.
Mm-hmm.
You do?
You haven't gotten to a fence yet.
Nope.
I'll pay for things later. Sable like leans in as to make it look like she's adjusting a little bit of Anya's gown, a little piece of hair, and then she leans in, whispering, "I promise I'll pay for a few things later." And she like hip checks her a little bit with the hard part of what's in her skirt.
I pay for it, and I did the math in my head. 25%, 5 copper along with it.
Okay. He slides it back, goes into his apron, and goes back about his business.
Sir, actually, I'm looking for a fellow compatriot here. Do you know if Captain Ricard Montres has been in this morning?
Well, yes, he is. Well, he's here.
Could you point him out to me? It's been quite a while since he's seen me. We, back in the day, it's been quite some time.
He's just coming out of the restroom. He's returning to his chair over at the King's table.
Ah, excellent.
King's dice table, I should say.
Excellent.
What is gambling? Gambling's intelligence.
What is gambling?
I will give you the rules for playing if you wish to deal into a hand.
You mean we get to play Gwent?
Oh my god, I'm so sad.
No, wait.
Not Gwent.
Craps.
Dice poker from Witcher 1 is the rules.
I don't know.
Anya,
It's dice. It's literal dice poker.
If he's going over to the tables to play King's Dice,
5d6. Please.
it would be easy enough for us to perhaps strike a conversation there. Have you played at all? You seem
Well,
like
I've studied how. I've never done it in practice.
you seem like you'd have an eye for it.
Now, remember, we're not here to gamble. We give this letter and then
You're only saying that because you have no money to gamble.
I mean, I have some money now that we did that job.
Listen,
I just don't want to. I don't want to fuck it up. Look, I'm gonna go over and talk to him. If I need backup, I'll try to nudge you or something.
So you want us to be within nudging distance?
Yes, because in case for whatever reason he is unhappy to see the letter or he knows that the letter's been opened.
Well, he's certainly going to know that it was opened.
I'll mention the hole in my pocket thing.
I think he'll believe it. It's fine.
Okay. I just don't want you.
So Anya and I are going to be looking at the boys gambling, and if you need us, we'll be nudged.
I will kick the table.
Oh,
gently.
Oh God!
Not no.
It's gonna be a
I'm
fucking
gonna
roll
put
for
my
that. I can
hand-
tell you
I'm
this.
gonna put my hand on Sieg's arm and be like, "Please do not kick anything. Right now, you are employed by my family.
Oh.
Don't piss off my mom.
Right. Well,
So please be careful."
I'll be so gentle.
I'm sure you will.
Hey, Captain Montrez,
He wants
as
to do
he's
this.
walking over to this table.
Sieg's starting off the
He said he wanted to do it without
I was
us.
going to start gambling with him, but sure.
We could still.
Anya studied it, just never really had a chance to put it into practice with anyone besides the guards who let her win.
This
So-
is a fine time.
I think he's pulling out the rules for
No,
the
listen.
gambling.
Oh, while you're pulling up the rules for the gambling,
'Cause we are going
I have
over
the
there.
Yaskier / Dandelion to Riley's Geralt, so when I screamed Gwent, it was for their sake. And I really hope it was noticed. I got super excited first.
I'm here to bring the bisexual energy, but I'm about as useful as, so please do the gambling yourself.
Okay.
No, yes. I'm arm candy.
I'm really bad at bluffing. Thankfully, with this game,
I know
it's
how it.
chance. Yeah?
I know how it works. It's partly chance, but there is you can make gambling tests to adjust dice in your favor. If you succeed, you get to basically shift one die wild.
Okay.
If you fail, the dice stay as they are. If you crit fail, I get to change dice.
Uh-huh.
If you crit succeed, you get to change 2 dice in your favor. So the way it goes is you roll first round of betting. Then you get to pick up as many dice as you want. Roll those. And then you make your gamble test to see what you change. And then
Is it D6s?
it's D6s.
Lady Anya, let me do the bluffing on your behalf, and you do the dice gambling. We will be an unstoppable force of money making.
I'm
Only
just
one
Is that
person is
legal?
allowed, but if you made proper guile tests, you might be able to send her signals on what to do and what not to do.
Well, I can't lean over my lady's shoulder and
You can. The 3 of you hanging out together is not unheard of, but only one person can be the player.
I will
Okay.
play if this goes poorly.
You would gain essentially it would make the test easier or harder depending on her ability to send you signals, and then you can make bets. And mostly it's going to be you trying to read the other people for what to bet and what not to bet.
Got it.
Your mother's gonna hate us.
She already does.
So Sieg's walking on over there, though.
Yeah.
A gentleman who just sat down.
just took a shit.
He's unburdened. His soul.
You don't
free.
know, you don't know exactly what he did, but okay.
Yeah, I know.
You sniffing it
He has wavy black hair. Would probably hang down to just below his shoulder blades if it weren't currently pulled back and held up. What?
Continue.
Please do.
Just gonna sit here going, oh, I'm gonna announce a wedding to my mother actual.
His skin tone is pale, almost to the point of feeling like it has a cool tone to it.
Are we related?
He has a hawkish nose, obviously of Aurelian descent, with green eyes. He's well put together in his uniform, as he has his captain's star with flowing seal paper hanging from it, with prayers to the paladin attached beneath. He sits down and he's just about to pull. He has a so King's Dice is played in small trays that have kind of like battleship
Oh,
Like,
the flap upward?
flaps that you can't see what the other person is rolling.
Hmm.
Decency is you roll and then you put your hands to the side. And then when it is time to roll go into the second roll after you've replaced dice, you use your right hand and you pick up the dice that you're rolling and roll. And that's when most
Important question.
cheating happens. Yeah.
How old is he?
He looks
Sorry, couldn't stop myself. I want to draw him with his hair down.
he looks as though he's either a man just past his prime but holding to youth, or a young man who has spent way too many years far too quickly. You're not 100% sure which one it is. There's no gray in his hair, but you can see some scars. He looks up rather surprised. Seeing Seed walking over, he has a bit of a confusion. He doesn't recognize you at all.
Nope.
This is, can I help you? Can I help you?
Ooh.
As he takes your appearance in.
Well, actually, I can help you, because I have a letter for you, sir.
Several people from his table turn to look at you, as they all have dice in their hands. I'd like you to make a... Let's see here.
Oh, yeah, but...
My teeth hurt.
This will be a charm test.
My teeth hurt.
And,
because you are out of your social range, this is going to be an arduous charm test.
Okay, so...
Seeing as how you approached him and the...
So you have to roll a 1.
I have a 1% chance.
Oh boy.
Nope.
I mean, that would have been great if no.
If you're flipped to fail, they're flipped to succeed, yeah.
3 captains and a commander turn and look at you on his behalf, wondering who the hell is this messenger?
Do you think he needs help?
Did I help him?
He holds his hand up before you can get that letter out. I'm not sure if you are aware of how things are supposed to be done around here, but you should drop that off with somebody above your station so that you never have to come near this table of austere gentlemen.
I'm going to walk up.
And he's literally, as he's saying that, sees you walking over, nods. Lady?
Sirs?
I promise to give you a proper introduction after I'm finished dealing with this.
My bodyguard?
That's why they let you in.
Holding my wine and just swirling it, looking at the Lady Sable.
Mrs. Sable's gonna make her way over to Anya, just resting a hand. Oh.
Is your bodyguard in the habit of delivering missives as a side job?
I was going to do it, but I was drinking wine, so he offered in my stead.
What I would do if I were you. First, I would go to a school for etiquette so that you could find yourself worthy of serving charming individuals such as these ladies are obviously above your station. And 2, get a new pair of lifts. Now, I was just about to play a hand with these gentlemen before you so rudely interrupted.
Well, is this a boys only activity?
There's actually several of the captains, 2 of which are ladies.
You didn't describe them to us, please.
I said there were 4
Ranks.
other players.
Got ranks.
I just said
That's
who
all that matters.
the ranking individuals that were there. There are 2 ladies, and the other 2 of one of which non-binary, that you can tell, no specific one way or the other, and the other is a rather stern old gentleman, the commander.
I drink my wine.
There's to be no wine left with that if you use that as
This
your
isn't-
panic button.
This isn't a closed game. If you wish to join, you can.
I'd like to try.
I'll wait till you're finished then to give you this very important urgent letter then.
Oh, come now.
You won't give me anything, boy. You'll wait for your lady.
Stuff it back into his pocket.
Please, sit. Enjoy a game with us. He looks to the rest of the assembled at the table. They all nod. Have you played before, milady?
Just with those in the house. I
You
don't.
understand the basics, of course.
The basics.
Very good. Well, the buy-in is a silver.
Okay. I'm gonna write down how much I'm bidding.
Oh, you don't mind if I maybe watch as well? We haven't played it much at the house, and I'd love to see a real game.
Well, obviously, as you seem to be the companion of our noble lady here, of course you can. You can wait by the door. I'm sorry, you had 1% and you failed the charm test, and he's a bit of a dick.
Yeah. Sig is gonna go back to the guy at the bartender because at least he was somewhat cordial.
Already poured you another wine,
Oh.
just slid it across the table,
Oh, that's
across the bar, like,
Sig's just gonna like hunch over, drinking, and then just like keep an eye on you two. So it's like,
I'd be concerned too.
Yeah.
It's
And as you sit down and a dice and rolling set is put in front of you, we are going to take our first break.
How many
of the
d6s am
evening.
I gonna need?
5.
Okay, I'm gonna go get another one.
Okay.
While we're on break.
While we're on break.
I'm so excited and so nervous.
I know. This is terrible. Your mom's gonna hate us.
Oh, she already does. I keep
Oh my
saying
god!
this.
The only way this gets better is if you're seen like kissing one of them. The night's young.
So it is
Don't tempt me.
our break. We take like 5-10 minutes before. We're ready to get back into this.
Let's get into some trouble.
Let's
Sure.
let's get in trouble, kids.
and
All
make
right.
it double.
Here's how it works. You've played poker before.
Yeah.
Here's the descending order of winning hands.
Mm-hmm.
Hand of the king, and that's 5 of a kind, all 6s. 5 of a kind underneath that. 4 of a kind. Full house. 6 high straight. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Then a 5 high straight. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 of a kind. 2 of a kind. 2 pairs. And then 1 pair.
And
Obviously,
highest.
numeric value.
Got that.
The one situation where it would be, which one takes place in the full house situation, The 3 dice, the 3 of a kind of the full house is the one you look to first.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever has the highest value of the 3 of a kind. In cases of a tie, it's a split pot.
Okay. Quick question about customs in this sort of situation.
Mm-hmm.
Do I introduce myself?
Or do I need to introduce her as her lady?
It was something I pondered when we were going on the bathroom before. It's fine.
These are things we think about whilst urinating.
If you would do me a favor then, and make a charm test.
Me? Ooh. Difficulty?
Standard.
Failure.
You don't know.
Okay. Which means I'm not
You can
introducing
make the
myself.
charm test as well if you wish. It wasn't just for.
Oh, okay. I thought it was. I mean, it was good.
No,
in
this
the
I've had my time.
Yeah. 5.
Don't worry. You roll to brood in the corner, please.
What's the social class modifier?
They
I got
are
crit.
actually. Wow.
On brooding.
Good job.
Failure or success?
I don't know.
What's your percentage?
On brooding?
I don't know. What's my brood stat?
Yeah.
Commissioned officers straddle the line. There are some that are highborn from families, and then there are some who are of the merchant class that their parents bought them in.
Yeah.
So they're still technically part
Merchant
of the
below
burger
the line.
or the bourgeois. So this is a highborn table, though.
Okay. Oh, so I just have to roll it. Wow.
Charm test.
85. All right. Success.
All right.
I hope so.
You know that if she was playing at a highborn table, whoever her first would be would probably introduce her.
Crap.
This is a formal game.
Okay.
This is an informal game, so you might do it just as a politeness is a possibility.
Could just name drop.
As Sable's actually going to like pull a chair out for Anya, and as pulling at the chair, holding her hand out, is going to just bow and introduce my lady, and then like her full name and as much as she knows for her title.
Oh, you don't have to do the full. She doesn't have the full. She doesn't have a litany.
You can call me Anya Athan, or
Yeah. Well, what's your...
Lady Anya Athan, student of the Academy
of Magisters.
of Magisters could
Yep.
be.
She just like ad libs that to make you sound beautiful as she's like bowing and
There's
tucking
no.
you in.
Yeah, she's still. She has no holdings.
But you want to elevate your friends, right?
Hearing the Athan name, though, you notice one of the captains. She cocks an eyebrow, makes kind of a knowing your breeding.
yeah. Oh, that was a noise.
Pushes the chair in, and they all look around, and he picks. They all pick up their dice, and let's see. Ow! That was my shoulder.
I'm getting really good at figuring out what bone is cracking. It's a really weird skill set, but I'm like, that was definitely a shoulder. I could tell.
Favorite thing in the morning is the feel disturbed.
Ah!
I'm just like, that's so weird.
Oh!
Thanks.
It's so cool though.
No.
You're talking to the person who's watched an open heart surgery.
Captain Montois.
Wow.
Oh, I so said his name wrong.
I wrote it down
I mean,
wrong.
Montress. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Oh,
thank you. All right, okay.
I was like, wait a minute.
Another faux pas.
Montois is another region.
Okay.
All right.
Captain
good.
Montress picks up his dice. This is, I believe I was first bet. I believe I am first bet for this hand. And he rolls his dice. Roll away. everybody ponders their hands in accordance, I'll open with a silver, and he slides a silver into the center. One of the captains folds immediately, which in this case, folds means closing the lid.
Oh, cute.
You can either drop the lid to reveal what's in your hand, or you can fold the lid and close it. Closes it. The next one sees. She slides one across. The bet comes to Anya.
I'll see.
Another slides in. So with it's 6 players, so 6 silver in the pot. Another 2 silver. Well, 6 was the buy-in starter pot, and 2 more silver have been added appropriately. 3 actually, because his bet, one that folded, the next one. The other 2 decide not to pay. Yeah, I'll put the rules of this into the Discord later. By the way, this is a very playable game. There's a little bit of honor to it if you're not playing it. If you're playing it remotely, because you have to keep things hidden. Nobody raises. Everyone sees who stays in the game. So there's only 3 people in the hand right now. You, one of the lady captains, and Montress. You get to select as many dice as you want to reroll. What you do is you take that die, the dice that you're re-rolling, and you hold them up. During this time is when you could cheat. And if you wish to cheat, you make a gamble. You make a this would be a skullduggery test to try and flip dice.
Interesting, not gamble.
No, gambling is the oh no, I would you know what? No, I'm sorry. It is a gambling test. Because there's no other role for the gamble. No, the gamble test is to allow you to change your dice at the very end to indicate your knowledge of how to bet. Skullduggery is literally cheating and making the hand you want beyond the gamble test. So if you the gamble test is part of it.
Okay.
So
I do not wish to cheat.
he holds up 2 dice. The other captain holds up 1. And you hold up 1.
We roll them now?
Yes.
I wanted to gauge, see if people were cheating, or...
That is a perception awareness test. Alright, so before betting starts, this is where you make your gamble test.
Okay.
Remember, if you succeed the gamble test, you get to change 1 die. If you crit succeed, you get to change 2 dice. You fail, you can't do anything to your hand. You crit fail, I get to come over there and change 1 of the dice.
I mean, part of me is like, wow, you get a personal visit from the DM? But then also...
The DM touches my dice.
My dice.
Alright, so roll gamble.
Difficulty?
Standard.
Okay. Oh, I succeed.
Pick 1 die.
No.
And change it to the face you... Oh, you don't need to. Alright. The other... I don't have to tell you. specifically what they do. And make your perception test.
She failed. She doesn't know well enough to know their tells yet.
So it goes back to Montress. He looks down. Taps the table for a pass. To the captain.
Oh, he didn't want to change anything?
He didn't. No. He didn't. I'm saying for betting.
Okay.
He passes his bet to the captain, the other captain at the table. She looks down. She throws in a silver. So the bet is to you. 1 silver.
I throw in 2.
Oh, a raise. Montress closes his lid. Looks to the other captain. The other captain sees it. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4 added after the first round. So with 13 silver in the pot, both of you drop your dividers, and you show
6 high straight.
6 high straight. She reveals 3 of a kind. So 6 high straight wins. She nods. Picks up her her tray, chest, a small one that rolls into. These are all personal ones. You have a loner. Picks it up, picks up her drink, holds it up to you, downs it, puts it down, turns to everyone. I am seeing my regiment into the cathedral for their blessing today, so I will bid you all adieu now. 2 of the others, a commander and a captain, who have the commander has the same markings as the captain. Finishes his drink, closes his, picks it up. He goes to leave with her. The other ones, I need to go ensure that the guards are ready for the next patrol. Drinks, swallows his drink, leaving you with one other captain and Montress.
I'm gonna lean in slightly. Did I do something wrong?
He looks up from his. No. They have other business to attend to. This was a casual game. Pick up, if you will. Another hand.
Sure.
That goes to you, my lady.
I put in a silver?
Well, everybody puts in a silver
okay.
to start. So you won 13 silver there.
Make me back that money.
So 6 silver to start. Everyone holds up their dice, rolls, and puts their hands to either side.
Can't see. Oh, okay. Good.
It's all a mystery for me. I cannot see your dice at all because there's cups directly in the line. I'm like,
Of course, one went below the lip of it. I'm like,
And I'm just not wearing my glasses, so...
yeah.
And also, in character, not paying attention either, so it makes sense.
Grumbling into his wine.
You critically brooded.
so wait, is this just a 2-person game right now?
No, it's 3 people.
3.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one other
Montress
captain.
and one other
Okay.
captain,
I'm
and
just
you.
one other captain.
Montress, so the bet is to you. He says.
I put in another silver.
Montress sees it and raises another silver. The other captain looks down, looks at both of you, closes his lid. Says, I realize I have given to the officers' fund a bit much today. I hope you enjoy the rest of your play. Finishes the drink, puts it down.
Thank you.
Gets up, walks away.
It's just like glancing over at all these officers leaving, like.
Now I really think I did something
Okay.
wrong.
This is
As I meet his.
no. As far as I'm concerned, you're doing everything right. So he picks up his die to change for rolling. He holds up one.
This time I hold up 2.
What, pray tell, brings you to our fine establishment? As he rolls his next die. It's kind of like, it's that stage where the dealer's dealing out the replacement cards.
Mm.
As he rolls his replacement.
Well, turns out we have a common acquaintance.
Oh. And who might that be?
A certain.
Oh, roll your gamble test, by the way.
Okay, thank you. Ooh. I fail.
Alright, so no changes.
No changes, but it is not a crit fail, thankfully.
Who might that be? Your bet as well.
This day?
You can pass.
Pass. I have a pass. Sorry. Dr. Cyrus.
Make perception test.
I'm not good at these. Well, it turns out I am. I succeed.
I succeed.
I'm not paying attention. Well, I mean, I'm looking over to you guys. Especially when you mention Cyrus's name, I would be, but
You
It's
normally,
quiet.
from what you've seen, he's pale. He pales a little bit at that mention. He looks down. How is it that you know Cyrus? He slides a gold into the center.
Well,
We have the key phrase too for Saint Bridget, I think it was. If when we were discussing earlier in the game how to say we are with resurrectionists without saying it.
yes, that's what I was trying to figure out mentally.
Yeah, I saw your face having that moment. I think it was Saint Bridget.
Yes.
If that was what
How
you were
do I
looking
say
for.
it though?
You both observe St. Bridget's Day.
We observe St. Bridget's Day.
You know.
As I slide in a gold.
So much money.
Yeah. That's an interesting calendar day to observe. Call. He drops his divider.
I
6
dropped
eyes
mine.
straight.
Oh, 2 pairs.
He reaches in. Scrapes the 3 gold worth of coinage to his side.
Oof.
Stacks it. Nice and high.
Making friends.
Paying for the privilege.
Mm-hmm.
He says, he looks at his stack and he says, I do realize we're the only 2 playing right now. So
Apparently I have that effect on people.
make sure this stays interesting. He antes with the gold. Slides it to the center of the table. This is a nice, by the way, felted topped table with a mahogany rim.
Brought to you by Dog Bite.
Each place setting actually has a small mahogany matched, like tiny four-legged pedestal table for which to put your glass onto.
That is made of cake stain.
Please know it is pink and blue, and I very much do not like the cake.
This is, I hope this isn't too untoward of me. I know you can afford it, but I wouldn't want to insult.
So far, I am learning more about gambling from you than anyone at the house, and I'll put in my gold.
Picks up his 5 dice. So, you said you know Dr. Cyrus from St. Bridget's Day celebrations.
Mm-hmm.
Slides a silver in.
I meet it.
What parish? Each district basically has a small church. There is Mass of the Grand Cathedral, but there are smaller churches within all of Aberdown to cater to different. Well, some are dedicated to there is one. As the other cathedral had 4 entrances, each one having a shrine dedicated to it, there is a shrine to that seraph in the direction of the gate, almost turning the whole city into a singular holy city.
Mimicry of on the scale, yeah.
So when he says which parish, he's essentially asking which direction, therefore which seraph shrine do you attend at. General services are held to the Exalted out, all of them. If you wish to personally go specifically to one, you know. Foreign quarters near Shepherd.
Okay, so that's the one I would frequent.
The thing is that that's where the family goes. So he's essentially asking you a trap here.
Okay.
Because your family would obviously go to the Shepherd, being in the foreign district.
For the vanilla exalted religion.
For just being in that region.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there's also the fact of worshipping at the Tor, which is in the foreign district as well. But you have to go to the Kyurgens shrine to meet up for Cyrus.
Oh. I wrote that down. Hold on.
Yeah, wait. That's by what? Because
It's the West Gate.
Yeah, the Kyurgens is the West Gate.
the merchants are by the Shepherd as well.
The Merchants Gate is by the Shepherds, yes, simply because of travel. The foreign quarter and the foreign district and the Merchants district are to the south. Merchants district kind of hugs both. It's large enough.
Yeah, the Kyurgen area is usually what part of town?
The Merchants district?
No, the Kyurgen.
Kyurgen is learned peoples tend to be in that district. The academies are in that district.
So knowing that, it makes sense for me to say the Kyurgen as the parish.
Depends on where you want to admit going.
Well, You could easily. I mean, it's not like it's abnormal if you are a magister. Maybe you're in that area.
Basically, if a noble wouldn't be caught dead saying they go to anything other than either the cathedral, but since you're from a foreign family, the shepherd's district. If you want to kind of throw it in his face that you're onto him in a way, or you want to kind of poke the hornet's nest, you could say the Kyurgens.
I was thinking about saying the Kyurgen because I'm a little shit. So that's what I'm gonna say. Kyurgen.
And he put a silver in. Do you match? You match?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he holds up his one die to replace.
When she says that, does his face show any?
Make a awareness test.
Can I make it too?
Yeah. Roll
Success.
to not choke on the wine.
Probably failed. 64.
I succeed.
It's a brawn test. You have a decent one of those. Toughness.
If it was
Oh.
standard difficulty, I succeed.
It was standard.
Okay.
What about my difficulty?
How thick is the wine?
Routine.
Then I just barely passed.
Oh, skinny
My
jeans.
bonds are 45. I have toughness, so that puts it up to 65, and I rolled a 64. So just barely passed.
Sieg is paying enough attention to the game that he kind of misses his mouth for a second and has to do one of those like moments. So
just imagining this entire situation is making me very happy.
roll your gamble test.
That's
you roll
right.
your replacement die
Well, I rolled the
into the hand.
Perception. Okay.
Okay, and now roll your gamble to see if you get to adjust.
I do.
You get to a success.
Yeah.
You get to adjust one die as though it rolled that way.
Okay. It can go up any or down any?
Any. You just change a die to a face you want.
Well, that's dangerous. Okay.
Yeah, it's a good gamble roll. Therefore, you're better at gambling than most. The only way I can represent that is literally having you change luck because you rolled well on your gamble test. He looks down, knocks to pass to you. Says, so you attend the Kyurgens shrine then? Good to know. And it's you, the bet, because he passed.
Put in a gold.
He looks down at his stack. Starts lifting, dropping coins, counting as they fall. He stops and pushes the whole stack in. All 5 gold, 8 silver of it. All in.
I don't have that much.
You can match to all in as well.
I'll match to all in.
You want to say anything?
I did succeed on my awareness.
So did I.
Yes.
But
You saw a bit of an eye twitch. A moment of aggravation and understanding. He looks to you and says, so that letter that your thing brought over here before, is that from our mutual acquaintance?
yeah, It is. I can get it for you if you'd like.
I would read it. But first, flips down his divider, and he shows 2 pair, 6 high.
5 of a kind, all 6. I wish I was kidding. You let me change a die. I had a single 3 in there. I had 4 of a kind.
Sable like grabs your arm and squeezes.
That's why I was like, "Are you sure?"
A hand of king? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that gamble die. The gamble roll. Damn. His heart sinks visibly
Oh no.
That's what you're
as he
gonna
kind
do.
of slumps for a second. He kind of twitches for a second and says, "You'll excuse me. Need to go to the restroom. Freshen up for a moment. And then I would read that letter.
I'll make sure it's here.
Thank you." Stands up. Adjusts his vest. And walks with that "I'm not hurt" dignified walk to the restroom in the back.
Sig's seeing that he's gonna get up from the stool and meet up with you two. It's like,
Anya's not gonna make many husbands.
By the
that
way, in that pot,
I'm not ever gonna get married, guys.
did you do the math for how much was in the pot?
No, I just wrote down what I bet.
Okay. He matched you until the very end, where he put in 5 gold, 8 silver. So, 2 gold in the center for the initial.
Mm-hmm.
You put in a silver on the second. No, you put in a gold
Yeah.
for your
you
bet.
did.
So there was 4 gold in the center before he put in another 5 and 8 silver, and then you saw 5 and 8 silver. So that added another 11 gold, 6
Anya, you gonna run away from home and
Silver.
start your own house?
Why are we doing any of this shit?
By the way, in this setting, there's no platinum. Gold is as good as it is, as high as it gets.
Shit.
So how much was in that pot?
15 gold, 6 silver.
I could get. I could buy
She just tossed around about like 3 years' wages by Sieg's estimation. And he's all right at math. He's not an absolute idiot. He had to do mining, you know. He knew how to count rocks.
Intelligence is good for something. Like practicing gambling with, Sheehan.
I do have to run for the restroom quick though, so
Sig-
I'm going to make like my character quickly.
Oh.
Sig's gonna like pull the crumpled letter out, like,
Ow.
you good?
Is computer good?
Computer Chan?
Yep. Everything seems copacetic.
Okay.
We're still live. Okay.
Yeah. It pulled the it pulled the keyboard.
Okay, just the keyboard. Anya?
By the way,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry for toying with your guys' hearts. With the hole and stuff.
It's not my money.
True. I watched you, have a mini heart attack. Okay. Yeah?
Did you make him shit his pants? He went to the bathroom again. It hasn't been that long.
I may have taken him for a lot of money.
Well, you made everyone else leave.
I know. I'm never gonna make real friends.
You're supposed to
But-
let him win a little bit. You're not gonna win
I
friends
lost
that way.
one,
Fair.
and I didn't cheat.
God, you be an unstoppable force if you did.
I'm not that quick.
I heard, so you told him about Cyrus. Everything.
Because it was all in, that's literally my money pot right now.
He didn't seem terribly happy about it. It may be one of those list of long debtors situations, love-hate relationships.
I mean, I feel like to some degree all these letters must have some debt-based relationship with Cyrus based on what we know about him.
It seems Cyrus likes to be on the top of the interaction. Think about how he interacts with our good doctor.
Is it right to feel really bad about what just happened?
No, he's a shitty person.
I feel really bad.
You kicked his fucking ass and got all of his fucking gold and silver. He was a fucking asshole.
Was he wasn't the one who recognized the last name, was he? It was one of the other captains who left.
No, yeah, it was one of the other captains that had stepped aside.
Okay.
No, he was...
I still feel bad.
Okay.
I'm like smoothing out the letter as much as I can on the table and like...
You can feel bad and still appreciate the amount of money you just fucking won. Like, holy fucking shit, Anya. This is worth more than anything fucking Cyrus was paying us.
He does have a point there.
Like,
could I hire you to gamble on our behalf? It would be much more lucrative and less risky.
But probably something your parents wouldn't like you doing, right?
I don't think my parents get to have a say in what I do or don't do. Not anymore.
I'm gonna go back to the bar before he is done shitting his pants or whatever, and just so that he doesn't.
What if he
yell
skips
at me.
out on us? You should still see if he's still pissing.
You want me to go and...
Well, at least leer in. I'm not going in the men's room.
I know, I'm the only one who can... Okay, look, I'm not gonna talk to him. I'm just gonna make sure he's still in there.
You know, don't make eye contact. That's not appropriate, but just see if he's still in there. Make sure he didn't leave.
Remember what I said about working for my family?
I know, no kicking.
Especially not in the bathroom.
Sig's gonna just do a quick peek into the men's room just to make sure if he's in there. If it's one of those like open restrooms, not like if it's a single stall restroom, he's not gonna check in.
Knock, you okay? We should have shots every time he has to face palm from us.
Make
We die.
Make a stealth test.
Okay. Just standard.
Agility.
Standard difficulty.
Guys, you're catching someone with their pants down.
Ah, dang
Literal.
it. Do you want me to reroll?
You know what?
No.
What? No, let him reroll.
Yeah, reroll.
Okay, I got a 49, but that didn't work. Oh, no.
That's worse.
No, that's worse.
Okay.
Yeah. Still a failure.
All right.
Yeah. Failed.
Sieg walks back there. Now, indoor plumbing is actually something that is rather common. Even Rome had indoor plumbing.
Mm-hmm.
In my setting, to a degree, there is indoor plumbing. The bathrooms are a half stall style, open. Or at least that's what Sieg would see. He grabs the handle. It opens up way too fast.
Oh god.
As he pulls it, as from the other side it's being pushed open. And you nearly fall into the wall. As standing on the other side, exiting and adjusting his vest is it's Montress. He's at least a good 7 inches taller than you. So he kind of looks down. says, no, no, no. The help uses the outhouses around back. If you need help, fairly sure you could ask someone to pick you up on their shoulders and show you over the crowd. He closes the door behind him and walks back towards the table.
Do I see Sieg's head catch fire in the background?
Yeah.
Oh no.
He walks back over, adjusts his vest again. Throws a leg over the chair.
Thank
and sits
you!
down.
With all the Picarding happening, I'm like, but his name is Picard.
Okay, we did how many Picard maneuvers we needed to do a Riker maneuver too. Okay.
This is fine.
His name is literally Picard.
Yep. It's
Riker.
both Riker and Picard fused.
Oh no.
That made him hot. Damn.
Facepalm again.
What do you
We'd have
mean?
to
What do you
another
mean?
shot.
He got
We
the
would be dead
description.
by now.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
wants to have his hair down.
It's me.
Yeah.
I would have that letter now then.
Got a little destroyed. But
Takes it. That's what happens when you have gravel chewers hold your letters. I need to see if he notices if you've opened it or not.
There is novelty in keeping someone so rough around.
ooh. Oh. I forgot you were gonna say that.
Let me open some stat
I don't know
blockage
if you
right
realize
here.
this, but Sable says what gets people to like her.
Oh yeah. No, I've noticed.
Sig just says
My setting
things-
is a very not nice place. I would like to reassert that.
Oh yeah, I mean honestly, that's also part of a lot of the conflict happening too. Though it's not like there's racism and then nothing happens of it.
Mm-hmm. There's stuff behind it, as there always should be, as it should not be.
Mm.
I'm talking from a literary standpoint, writing, that kind of stuff. So anyway, no, he does not. He goes about opening it up. Reads it over. Puts it flat on the table. Goes into his bag. Pulls out a small vial of a corked vial of what looks like a white powder. Pulls it out, puts it onto the table. Looks to both of you and then slides his gaming chest, his King's Dice chest in front of it, holds it up. He then uncorks it and you can see him shaking. Please make an alchemy test.
What the fuck's that?
If you fuck this up, we could re-roll it. I don't care as many times.
Oh, I succeed.
Good.
Good. Good.
Good.
Excellent.
Oh, so I know how we're gonna get caught by him using fingerprint dust from forensics.
No.
Oh.
No.
You can hear the slight, almost crackling, and there's a smell of matches, like just extinguished matches and vinegar. As you know, he is revealing a message you did not see on the paper.
We've come a long way from lemon juice.
He caps it. Similar idea, but
Yeah.
alchemical setting. Okay. He corks it. Looks down. Looks up at you. So, I have the wonderful honor of having a death threat sent to me by a member of a Galian noble house. I really will be happy to put this in my memoirs. I'll be there. He goes into his pocket, his satchel on his belt again, and pulls out a lead coin. It has a strange design on it. That similar looping circular script. Reminiscent of the one that's on Cyrus's seal. On a signet. If you want, you can make an alchemy test.
Do it. All right, Emperor, let's go.
What? Reroll that right now!
Use a point of fortune, please.
We need lore!
Success.
Will not be denied our sweet, sweet lore.
Whoa.
Oh, fortune! Thank you! See, everyone
that
wants a
back
sweet
up.
lore.
It is the alchemical symbol for Negredo. The alchemical process of decomposition. Blackening. But within it is another symbol. It's the alchemical symbol for stasis. When this is put into a formula, it means to maintain at a specific burn rate. Maintain a reaction. He hands it over.
They good?
You sure?
I mean,
I knew we needed more tape.
hang in.
I will get that tape in a second.
Doesn't need to happen right now.
Right after, he slides the coin across the table. Picks up his saber and shield. Throwing his shield over his shoulder. It's a heater shield with the with his regimental insignia on it. Hooks his scabbard to his belt. Picks up his gaming set. Says, I don't know if you're going to be there, but if you are. He looks around at the rest of the bar, all those in attendance currently enjoying their wine, having conversation amongst each other. He says, if I see you there, there will be no pretenses. I want to remind you that meeting there strips all of their births, as we all lie naked before the eyes of the exalted. Until then, give Dr. Cyrus my best regards. Tell him to fucking choke. And I'll see him at this week's end. And he turns and marches out of the tavern. Everyone kind of just pulled away in their drinks and in the abruptness of his walking away.
Sybil kind of laughs a little loudly. Oh, people are such sore losers when money's on the table.
As soon as he's out the door,
Make
like
a charm test.
oh,
Why, God? Why, God?
Anya's sitting there like someone just kicked her goddamn puppy. It's just like,
oh, you did get a death roll, didn't you? Does the Silver Tongue apply?
meanwhile,
Yay.
I myself as Nikita is that a threat or a promise
Success.
in my head, and I couldn't say it out loud.
That just make you want to fuck him more.
Not as Anya.
Okay.
This can be fixed.
Well, I was about to say, it doesn't have to happen right now. I mean,
It looks weird, but
Okay. well, otherwise you have to stand on a chair, you know.
Not really. I'm tall enough.
Remember where it went?
I mean, the tape is still there.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Someone put on smooth jazz. You are not a saxophone.
Do not poke your GM's butt.
On this side of the table, you are no GM. You're in our territory.
I'm never gambling again.
Oh,
Is what
no.
Anya says when he walks away.
Oh, as soon as he's at the door, like you just hear like a short little stomp as like you hear the bathroom door open and then close.
Oh no!
You just a few seconds go by and then he comes out of the bathroom. It's like I didn't have to go. But fuck him, and he rejoins you.
The three of you sit at a empty king's dice table.
I thought I was gonna make a friend. Apparently not.
Well, in this case, the cards are stacked against you. Cyrus seems to have a certain effect on most people, and I have no doubt every other letter will probably be about the same. You associate with someone who makes friends by force.
Yeah. Hey, Seek,
Yeah.
can I really pay you to be my bodyguard?
Sure.
Okay.
Why? Do you feel like you're gonna be in immediate danger of something?
Probably in 3 days.
The captain didn't take kindly to being ushered to the meeting, insinuated in pretty words that he was kind to her only because of her station here, but at the meeting it'll be differently.
Okay. I mean, if we even are going to this meeting, are we going to this meeting? Out of character, were we invited to this, or not really?
I think we're allowed to. Is this a closed meeting?
No,
Well,
he said openly that he had
Yeah.
much to show,
Yeah.
and at the next get together.
Okay, the resurrection is.
Yeah.
It was
Okay,
it was very much implied you were going,
Okay. Okay.
or at least you're welcome to go. It's a resurrectionist meeting.
Good thing about it is if it strips me of my station, it also strips him of his, so you can kick him in the nuts.
Yeah. Look, Anya, I'm glad I never signed up for Brithingle's military. I figured it'd be terrible, but
Exactly. Why is that secret?
because he was a racist asshole.
Yeah, he is.
So I'm just saying I'm glad I didn't sign up, because I probably would have gotten treated like even more shit than I already did back in Scania. So, but point being, Anya, yes, I'll make sure you're safe.
Thanks. Does that mean he gets a wage? Because if you're officially hiring him as your bodyguard, he is entitled to wages.
Yes.
She just like jabbed at him.
Oh.
What do you get wages?
I mean, it beats having to deliver those crappy letters at this
We
point.
still have to do that though.
I mean,
Yeah.
I know. I'm just saying. I feel better much protecting my friend than having to give out letters to someone that we're already feeling very, very sketchy about.
Wait, you called me a friend?
Yes, we're friends.
Oh, this is too much for me to handle. I'm gonna go. And she like starts walking towards the door.
Wait, you too? As I'm chasing out the bar.
The door opens onto the now starting to become midday tavern near the garrison in the Royal District, the very heart of Aberdown. You can hear the sound of the cathedral bell chiming. It rings 12 times.
We're gonna be late for lunch.
The midday bells.
Time for recess?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
You thankfully paid a good deal of money for that cabbie to wait on us, so we know where to find our way back.
I did?
My God, Anya, you gave him so much money. You paid double the fare. You
But
essentially.
the last time I gave a tip, they seemed very angry.
You should just maybe you should just have me hold your money for you, and no, I'm sorry. Regardless, he's waiting for us at the station down the way. If we,
Oh, I thought he was just being nice.
oh, he was being nice.
Oh, he wants more money.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
This conversation going as you're walking.
Yes.
Yeah.
You see the cab waiting at the stand, and as he's sitting on the bench, reading a paperback of some kind. No real cover to it, just a paper bound collection of leaves. Looks over, looks over, sees you, looks back to his little thing, looks back over, throws the book underneath the bench, like lifts it up and throws it underneath the bench, hops down, adjusts his waistcoat, walks over and opens the door to the cab, which as it's midday, the shade or the rain shade has been pulled up and over.
Good, because I probably burn really badly. Just like in real life.
It's this harsh Aberdown sun. It does murder my complexion.
Harsh New Jersey sun murders mine. It could be the harsh Alaskan sun. And it would still murder my... I'm good. I'm done.
If it's the harsh Alaskan sun, that's a month of it.
Ugh.
It was
So-
hidden with harsh. But then a month of
This is,
pure bliss.
Where am I taking the lovely... He lingers for a second as he sees Sieg's bright smiling face, or is Sig just like a murder face right now?
He's got like a little bit of like resting bitch face right now, but at the same time, like as we approach, he's like, "Thanks for sticking around, Friar."
Yes. Stuck around for you. Where can I take you, milady?
Where's the Parliament held?
There is a Parliament House.
Oh.
When it's called the House of Lords, there's
Okay.
literally a House of Lords. It is a
Okay.
building.
Cool. I'm guessing that is where they normally recess.
There are
That general area?
yeah, there are eating establishments nearby, but there is also a finely furnished, a well-stocked kitchen within. There are some spa-like places you can go there as well. It's a very well-to-do, cater to those types. There's some fabric merchants. There's some jewelers in the area as well. Those that can get licenses. There are many, almost like brownstones. Like it's like a 2-story, very thin living space that is their accommodations while in session if they don't have a larger home.
Okay.
That they similar to what your mother has.
Oh, well, if there's a jeweler,
They can
like,
afford that, but not every member of the House of Lords is exactly as wealthy as the others.
Just because they have the same status doesn't mean they hold the same amount of coin.
Be irresponsible with
So
their
each of them has their
spending.
own like appointed apartments, and then there are some who decide to buy land within the city and maintain that land within the city.
So if I give him that general vicinity,
You can just
it'll
say the
get
House
me-
of Lords. He'll get you there.
a House of Lords. Okay. Friar, I want to go to the House of Lords, please.
Oh, yes, of course. It's. They should be recessing now. You have business then. Right. He urges the horses on and mumbles to himself as the.
Okay.
You notice this is one of the strange things. The carriage doesn't rumble as much up here.
Pavement.
yeah, let's ask him. Like, I was about to quote Thieves of the Wood for a moment.
It's not cobblestone, it's pavement.
Just the way you fucking
There is
said
there is
cobblestone.
a
My previous
strange
job's name.
there is a strange small pebbled gravel like surface that at first glance is rather smooth.
I'm used to this.
it's built by outlaws, I assure you.
Possibility.
Sorry.
So, the carriage rolls smoothly along as you head to the House of Lords.
I sit there grumbling about wanting a book.
Well, when I later on have to go around, there's a jeweler, I believe, around there. Maybe we will stop and find you a bookstore on the way.
That sounds good.
Okay.
Easy, please.
Nope, wrong game. Anyway,
Wrong platform.
Wrong
I
voice.
almost slipped into an accent there.
I wonder which one.
Please do not make me Najia as Anya. Please do not make me Najia as Anya.
I just imagine you
I'll
just
find another
Costume
character to do it
swap.
with in this game.
What? Freezing!
Rolling down the street, you see it's hard for Sable. It's not impossible for Sable to imagine this. It's still surprising to actually see it get more opulent than House Athen's estate.
God, my chest blushes. Fucking sorry.
Did they call your boobs out?
No, I looked down.
Oh, okay. God, I was about to say, Chet, that's rude.
Sieg, you've heard stories of this kind of an appearance, and you know that you could have marched up here on one of the holy days to stand outside the cathedral, and possibly one of the it was common practice that every once in a while the royals would show themselves in front of the populace, grace them with their royal presence.
All right, Juan.
As they exude their divine rights
Oh,
above those around them.
thanks. I hate it.
Didn't
This is
attend.
supposedly a actually, you know what? Make a folklore test.
Oh, hey, I have that.
Oh, well, any of us can try to make
Yeah.
it. Oh, I succeeded. Wow, 27.
Crit success.
Whoa.
33. Extreme.
You recognize now that you are riding on the Rue du Britain.
I wrote that shit all fancy.
R-U-E R-U-E space D-E space B-R-Y-T-O-N.
As in the king.
The first king. The Rue de Britain is supposedly the path that Brighton walked when he went to meet the Seraphs. The four Seraphs converged upon this spot from the four directions, and Britain met them following this road. This is straight up. It is starting to become unnervingly well constructed. City planning didn't really happen. Even up until the Industrial Revolution, shit just kind of got put down where it was going to put down. Roads were sheep pastures, covered were shepherd's paths covered with stones, or carriageways that were just covered with stones. This area, this part of the house of the royal district now feels as though it were an outdoor home. It has the construction and the thought out construction of someone who is building a home that is all known dimensions. No need for leveled earth. Seeing this level of craftsmanship, slightly unnerving. It feels royal. You can see at the very end, you can see King Square, where the statue of Brighton and the Seraphs stands. A 60-foot tall gold and marble statue cut from a single piece of marble and then adorned with gold of Brighton, with the Seraphs kneeling before him.
Oh shit.
Handing him the four treasures. They're symbols of their... It's to signify the gifts of insight into the Exalted's ways. The Paladin taught him war. The Kyurgeon, wisdom. The Shepherd, faith.
Blah, 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 put the king on a pedestal.
The Smith, foresight. All of the appropriate attached faith. It's like this shy of blasphemous.
Yeah.
Brighton is the only one in history that could probably, because he does appear in those texts, and this scene technically did happen, is the only time you'll ever see anyone elevated above the Seraphs. Because for a brief moment they took to service of him. Thus making him the closest to the Exalted for a short period of time. Hence why he became the king by divine right of this nation.
Valid.
Beyond that is the palace.
Oh boy.
Aberdown Palace. on the east, that's the north end of King Square, and it is. When I say a square, this is massive square. This is Times Square is tiny. I'm talking Jade Palace entryway, massive square.
It was pulling rings from her stays and putting on an extra earring or two. Just trying to go through.
Trying to figure out a way to wear the chalice as a hat. Is there a way for me to wear this?
She's like licking her glove and like fixing her hair nervously.
I mean, your Aunt Anya's there like,
oh my god,
Blowing
come
hair
here!
out of her.
No, come here! She's like, absolutely not.
Sig is just like trying to comprehend this level of opulence that even exists.
Actually, what's kind of going through his mind also is like knowing how heavy rock is. From a miner's perspective, he knows the value of most of these metals, what it requires to possibly smelt them. Sure as hell knows what it's like hauling the ore out of the tunnels. How heavy all of this is. And there's a moment where Sieg kind of thinks about how this is on a pedestal. That there is empty space below. You ever have that feeling of standing on a bridge and thinking about the bridge collapsing while you're on it?
Oh.
That kind of feeling. Sig's used to Earth being on 3 sides, if not all 4. Right now, he is on an elevated, artificial dinner plate on a tray. And there's a palace on top of this thing. And the weight of it all just starts to make his Stenfod heart a little... Maybe not full-blown like, oh my god, I need to breathe into a bag kind of like panic, but there's that moment of sinking panic, thinking about not only how opulent all of this is, but what work. How many other laboring, low-class people of your class had to build this? How many lives did this project claim for them to sit on top of all this? That is the final cold thought that passes through Sieg's mind. As Anya is just kind of going, oh, damn it.
She's like oppressively like, no, I'll fix this. And she's like rebraiding nervously, just braiding her hair, adjusting little parts of like the ribbon on her sleeve. Yes, cover those, my god.
I'm not gonna stay covered.
Oh.
No, as far as Anya's aware, this
You're
dress
making
doesn't
it very difficult to not talk like this.
You know what you said.
Yeah, you know what you did.
I know, but it's Anya. Anya's just like, I tried.
Your boobs are so red right now.
To the east,
Yes.
the Exalted Way branches off from the square and heads towards the Exalted Cathedral, the place where Brighton and the Seraphs, where the Seraphs ascended and left Brighton behind. To the west, is the small, like, sub-district, I guess you could call it, of the domiciles of the lords when session is called, and it's the House of Lords itself. A rather...
Sorry, what direction?
This is to the west.
Thank you.
To the east heads off towards along another road called the Exalted Way, as it leads directly to a cathedral that, ooh, it's taller. It's not quite as palatial, like it doesn't expand outward, but the spire, the 4 spires of the cathedral strike high into the air. And honestly, from the skyline, these 4 peaks, each one topped with a golden statue of their respective seraph, with a large golden dome at the center, where the Grand Cathedral's main hall is, can be seen from beyond the city gates. The seraph statues themselves reach above the valley walls. There is no point higher.
Not even the tallest tour.
Mm.
Not in these parts.
At least this one doesn't look like it was fighting with it for height. Anyway, to the west is where we're going. My brain is short-circuited. I blame you.
Well, we're going to need to figure out where it is she lunches, yeah?
Well, I could introduce you to some people my family know, and, I don't know Lady Vetlin personally myself, so you might have a better chance at talking to her than I.
I mean, but won't they be on their lunch break too?
Yes, but I need to find, technically I do still need to apologize. So,
Do you know where that person you need to apologize to eats their lunch typically?
oh,
Do you know their appetites?
no. Sure, my parents do.
Sable rebels and double entendre.
Carriage rolls across the smoothest surface you have ever experienced. Smoother than the other domes.
Ooh.
The paved street was rougher than this square.
Marble? Or like our pavement this time.
You cannot see the individual,
Oh, wow.
like, pebbles. You're fairly sure this might have been made with some kind of coarse sand, maybe, of some kind.
I got it.
But it's smooth. If somebody decided to take a polish to this floor, to this square, they might get a shine if they really wanted to.
I just imagined a man-driven belt sander.
But it is, like I said, it is the size of the Jade Palace entryway, to give a sense of scale. Off to the west, the carriage rolls. As you see lords making their way about that area of the open square. Within the square, you can see there are other carriages rolling about. Most of them seem to be service carriages carrying either food, materials. You can see some lone riders, some making great haste. There are also many personal carriages. But this has to be the most barren you have ever seen an area per capita in this city. We're talking about a city that is sometimes so cramped you will be touching somebody else at all times. Kind of cramped. As you roll up, you can see the reason why you can pick out the nobles is that each noble, while they're in session, they are accompanied by their personal color guard. You see banners flying as people walk from place to place, almost as small regimental units. You start being able to pick out the different names of the different banners. If you would make a folklore test for me.
Hey. I'm sorry. I will always be very happy when I got that crit success before, when I get crits on lore.
In this game, it seems like the perception-y lore checks are not as harrowing as Chronicles of
Not a
Darkness.
crit, but a success.
Okay.
He's at 16. Yeah.
You see the gray and purple banner of the Duke of Greyholm, with its gray castle sitting center on its purple field. Just keeping my own notes when I write this shit down. You can see the green and white banner of Morden House, with its wheat being scythed by a long sickle, separated by a sinister slash. Sinister meaning it starts in the top left and goes to the bottom right.
I'm totally not going to draw these, so...
Wouldn't that also mean technically the house was a joined house then? If they were usually when it's like cut?
It's not parted. I mean the imagery.
Is it,
There's a
okay.
scythe
Sorry.
bending in the direction of
I was making sure
of
that
a-
the colors weren't.
You know the sheaf of wheat symbol, the heraldic visual?
Yes.
It's cut in half. And on the
Okay.
other side
The
is a
blade is-
scythe that is moving in that... Looks like it was moving in that direction.
white on green or green on white?
White on green.
Thank you.
Green field, white iconography.
Danke. This is important.
Blazonry is very important. Damn it.
You see the rampant horse of Esperona. Red with golden horse. Or red with a yellow horse. A red field with a yellow horse.
E. Why do you keep asking? Spell it the way it sounds.
I mishear
Oh.
things, so I'm like,
Okay, sorry. I was like, it doesn't matter.
I don't want to say a thing if it's not right.
You see the griffin of Pavarone. Well, griffins of Pavarone, I should say. They are, is the...
Oh, when they're...
No, that's rampant. I know that one.
Okay.
Actually, that's combatant when they are
At
facing
each
other. It's I
Word at
think
word.
it's en passe when they're facing away. At peace. Basically, they're lying down. They're griffins lying down. I think loaf position,
Oh,
Oh, they're
or
low!
like the Sphinx,
Loafing Sphinx.
but pointing in different directions. Griffins.
what color are they?
Pointing in different directions.
Mm-hmm. One is white, the other is black on a blue field. And you see you see the parted green and blue field with reeds of Vetland. The reeds are black, making it almost look like a shadow of reeds, and it is a green. It's blue to the chief, green to the base. I actually took some time to learn heraldry for a period of time, so I do speak Blazon
You were a
to
herald
a small degree.
in a LARP community for a very
Been a
long
while.
time.
I was a medievalist, medieval recreationist herald. Oh wow! Okay. Hey there,
Hello!
Oh, hey, Zweihander.
Zweihander, giving out subs to the peoples.
It's very hard to hit things on my screen with my gloves on, but know that my heart's in it.
Wait. I'll put a heart. I'll put the best heart.
Is it Annie?
Well,
That's who holds my heart.
There you go.
I mean,
The
Gay!
hands. It's the gay heart,
Alright.
Gay
which
heart.
we're about.
Fine.
We are about
I'll
that.
do this because
We
cake.
put Annie in the middle of the heart.
Thank you,
Heart
Zweihander.
and then cat.
Yeah.
I could do that. Yeah.
The fact that they have a six facing dice
That is
does
perfect.
does line up with us rather well. Thank you so much, Blinder. Congratulations to people who got the random gifted sub. But back to what we were saying. So you see all of these
Shetland.
small, like, clusters of 5 to 8 people in a retinue. Obvious who the noble or nobles within each cluster are. They move, some heading towards domiciles, some heading towards what looks to be cafe-like. Almost like a garden where there happen to be nice tables with umbrellas, and there are servants moving about. It has more of a feel. Nothing feels like it's paid for here because all of the pay is implied in station. You know what a tavern looks like, and you see people exchanging money left and right. Or, you know, slamming a coin on the table, grabbing their drink. You've paid for rooms on your travel. You've paid for carriages before, but this is the kind of place that it's all kind of understood. You see no coins, no purses. People just sit down eating. Or they are walking towards their domiciles. These tall, slender apartments stacked almost on top of each other. Of this, as you are brought to the, and this is what you see from the mouth of the House of Lords Way, Lord's Way, being the official name for the road.
You read that?
As you arrive at the mouth of Lord's Way, the hansom cab, there's an actual word for it. The driver. There's an actual word for them.
You can just call him
Down,
know
hops
his
down,
name.
walks over, opens up the
First
door,
names.
and holds out his left hand. With his head bowed.
Did he say how much the trip was?
No, he didn't say anything. He just opened up the door and held out his hand, hoping for maybe the best. He kind of lifts his head up just enough to kind of look underneath his eyebrows up at you.
Sir Friar, if you could please stay and wait for us, and then take us back when we're done. And I put another silver in his hand. I don't know how far we traveled compared to before.
Oh,
Oh,
you traveled
okay.
further. You're within the
traveled
same.
further.
No. Before you traveled further,
Okay.
you're within the same district,
That was much shorter.
so it's a shorter distance.
So your silver is more to him in this case.
Yeah, it would be more because one silver was the amount for last time, and then you went over. So at the very least, it's definitely worth what he should be owed.
Toss the silver in his hand, though.
Yes.
Okay. He looks at it, closes his hand, puts it in his pocket, points over to a stand near the square. This is a area where lords meet, so there are several carriages just lined up within the entrance to the Lord's Way within the square. This is I'll be bringing my my carriage over here.
Thank you.
He bows his head and closes the door, hops back up onto his driver's seat, and whips the horses along.
For the amount you pay him, he should be holding his hand out to let us down.
I mean, I thought that's what he was doing at first.
Alright, so you need to find your Dugolce. You want to apologize. Will he be able to give us introductions? Because I see... Right, oh no, I don't see. You see.
You can make the test too. I didn't say you couldn't. It's just because you are not of the same
Yes.
class, and
Yeah.
this isn't a charm test. It is going to be the same folklore test
Yeah, this is
with but it's going to be challenging, and Sieg can make it, but it would be hard.
I see no need.
Make the test.
I mean, I passed the
No.
folklore test from before for the other thing, but not.
This is for knowing who is what.
Oh, okay. I mean, it'd be a 1 in 100 chance again, but. Oh wait, no. It'd be a 1 in 10 chance.
There you go. That's better. See?
Yeah,
Okay,
you got an
that's-
8.
That's a success. Shit, fuck me.
There's listen. Sometimes it's worth giving it a go. Let the dice find out where they're going. So, yeah, okay. Sieg actually recognizes a whole bunch of these banners, mostly because after you moved, you did contemplate joining the military. So you got to know certain regiments were from certain houses, or their captains were from certain houses. So you actually have seen some of these before, and you do remember names. What they are, who they are, how they relate to anything else, you have no idea. But you're like, oh wait, I've seen that one before. You do catch. So any of the names that that I said before,
Yep.
you absolutely recognize.
Okay, I've written them down.
Those those colors
Mhm.
and their heraldry.
So yeah, she's like, well, if we need to find your Dugolce, maybe he'll be able to introduce us to Vetland. Make it all the less awkward.
I don't see his colors.
Do we? Well,
There's
I
one
d-
that I know that I see.
I know some of these colors actually. From the ones you listed, you said Vetland's was the green, black, and blue one with the reeds.
Mhm.
Is that one of those heraldries? You said one of them was out here, right?
All of those were out
Those
here.
were
There
all
were
in
small
vision.
groups walking about.
Yeah.
So those
Okay.
are the ones that we've noticed. And out of all of the ones that I know would be Lady Esperona.
Okay. Or we could just.
Go straight to
Straight to
Vetland
Vetland.
without any sort of introduction and walk straight up to a posse. Yes.
Do you want to deliver the letter too?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No. I was just saying, if we were going to talk to Vetland now, I think she's somewhere over.
Passant.
Passant?
Oh,
That
for
way.
the carriage.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I
It's
just
okay. I know
It
you're
is
on
a
a mission.
really fun word to interrupt with, though.
no,
It
not
is.
for the carriage. The for the
Sphinx?
the heraldry.
Oh, okay.
Not Sphinx.
Griffins.
Thank you. I was thinking of loaves.
I know.
Sorry.
I got nothing in my head but adorable little griffin loaves. Beans. Anyway.
So-
and beads.
Alright, so we go to this Esperona, try to get in a good word before we see Vetland and hand
Would
them this.
Lady Esperona be someone else that would also be invited to some sort of party for Dugolce? Dolce.
Oh,
the
absolutely.
engagement party.
Okay, just wanted to make
The
sure.
Exchequer inviting all of the members of the House of Lords? Probably.
I
At
mean,
least it's some sort of
had a
conversation topic.
Fairly sure I had a name for that organization that wasn't House of Lords. I've just been calling it that because it's
Lord's Parliament.
Lord's Parliament. There you go.
House of Lords is where they met.
House of Lords. Yeah, well, yes. Also, the House of Lords is it's part of the bicameral parliamentary houses in British government.
Do you know Esperona so well as to make some small talk? Do you know if she's looking to marry anybody, or... Has anyone died recently?
I know them in passing and seen at parties, but I
Make a
would...
charm test. Anybody, you can make charm tests right now.
With Silver Tongue, or...
Everyone.
Oh.
And with Silver Tongue.
Okay.
Just standard?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Success.
I succeed.
Oh,
Nice.
wait, what is that? Oh,
16.
Oh,
That's
you have all
100.
zeros.
You want to deliver the letter.
Sig wants to deliver the letter. Sig, he's just like, you know what? You go get your thing done, apologize, whatever. I'm gonna go. He's gonna start heading towards the banner of that land.
No, I was joking with you.
See,
I'm
I
so
don't
sorry.
need-
She's like leaning on him, please. I was just
And
joking.
I say
He was
really
very cool
lowly
with
as I
me.
grab his gauntlet, I don't want another death threat. Okay?
But I'm your bodyguard.
Yes, you guard me when needed. You don't talk to people that are making laws for...
You need your hands free to stab people. If you're holding the letter, someone could accost Our Lady right here, right now, and your hands will be too busy. You'll get a paper cut, you'll drop it, and then she could be dead in that moment.
You saying I'm going to die from a paper cut?
Yes, truly. No, she will, because you were fumbling with a letter and business stuff not your own.
And
So-
you couldn't
if I was
hold your sword if you were holding a letter.
Yes. You would crumple it again.
And this is someone you don't want to crumple a letter to.
I mean,
Seek, I will deliver the letter.
okay, fine. Take the letter. I'm just
She's
saying.
your boss. Say it with a smile. She can pay you now.
I haven't been paid yet.
Well, she's gonna. So make a good impression on your new
If I
employer.
survive, you'll get paid.
So you're walking to Vetland.
No.
Esperona?
Yes.
Okay. Walking towards the red and golden horse. You see the Lady Esperona. She is surrounded, but
You had me do that charm test, by the way.
that was to see if you could come up with a good excuse to talk to a noble. I'm doing
Okay.
that now.
Okay.
You know that you would have seen them had you attended the party. So you can go catch up since you missed out and ask what happened.
Wanted to offer my sincerest apologies and...
You don't have to offer your
not.
apologies because you didn't offend them by
You
not
were just
appearing.
excited to see them,
Yeah.
and
You're
really
excited to
sad.
see
You
them.
haven't spoken forever.
You want to catch up. What happened? What did I miss? Is there any... Yeah. And you wanted to have your fellow colleague from the Academy of Magisters to find out about this. And of course you hired a bodyguard, because that's, you're starting to go out on your own. You're not a little girl anymore. So here, that is your, that'll be a very easy kind of in. So, make your way towards Lady Esperona, who is wearing a...
Oh no. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh yes.
Dame.
emerald and rose with pearl accented slashed dress. With carved pearl roses along her neckline.
How big are these pearls?
Along the décolletage. They're meat.
Oh, if only I was a better pickpocket.
Meats?
Meat.
Oh, yeah. I didn't see the hand gesture.
They're meat roses along her.
No, they're about the size of let's say
Piece of rubedo.
small, rounded and a little bit smaller.
Okay.
Like
But they're pearls.
Like
that-
a D10?
pearl.
Yeah.
A D10's worth of engraved pearl?
The pearl has been etched and shaved down into the shape of roses along the décolletage. The front panel is rose. The sides are emerald. Off of her shoulders, a lace cage wraps around behind her back and around to the front shoulders. And it kind of hangs in reverse.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, a cage?
Oh, yeah. Think about musketeers. Think about how, like,
The high.
the ruff that the queen wears. You
Oh,
know,
when
there's the bones, how you create shapes with that.
Okay.
Musketeers coming to the rescue.
Mm-hmm. It being a autumn season,
The best season.
her shoulders are exposed because it looks nice.
Mm-hmm.
She has her hands in a mink hand muff as she walks. The House of Esperona is known for being in one of the southernmost regions of Brithengal. They have been known to marry through merchants. Marriage and families have mixed with also those of Ibrahim. So, as most skin tones are rather open to heritages, every heritage has a mixture of the full range of skin tones. Her family house is known for its richer tones, as those from Ibrahim tend to be on the darker spectrum as well, simply because it's warmer.
More
there.
melanin. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm using that Bill Nye graph.
Shut up! Get out of my
map
head!
that he
Bill
showed
Nye
off
graph.
the
It
other
was
day.
a great graph.
It's a fantastic graph.
Bill Nye can do no wrong.
So their ancestry tends to come from that more melanin-rich region. Her hair is up in a three-tier kind of situation that comes up to about meow,
Yeah.
and it kind of sweeps back just a little bit, and there's not carved the same way as the décolletage, but there are pearl hanging loops that kind of sit and create the strata of the three-tiered
Oh, that
hair.
flex.
Anna, how do you,
with tight curls that hang down.
how do you not feel like you're walking around in your night shift? We're buying you something soon.
This is comfortable.
Oh,
She just won a bunch of money.
Disassociating, it's fine.
just gonna. Yeah. As she's walking and she turns to say something to one of her attendants, she sees Lady Anya and pulls one of her hands out of her mouth. Anya! Lady Anya! Oh, come here!
We'll waltz over and greet her. How is the proper way to greet someone you're comfortable with besides waving them over?
Oh, you are you could basically do like the hands up, kiss kind of a thing.
Okay, that's
You're
gonna
of an-
happen. I
you're
wanted to do
of-
that, but
You're of an equal station. You are not as much of a deep bow to each other kind of a thing. You can meet each other as equals.
okay. I'm gonna rush over and do
Take
this.
that as awkward as you want for the way you're playing.
We also discussed, right? I'm a fellow magister with you. You told her that? Good.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm a bodyguard who's just trudging along.
Doing his best trudge.
Doing the best. You scan the crowd, look around, flex your pecs, do a lot of this. Hands behind the back.
So you meet each other, kiss. Oh,
What to do in that
I missed you and your parents at Duke Oldchay's gathering for his son the other day. Didn't you two go to primary together?
We did, and I feel so bad about missing it. That's why I wanted to come and catch up and, find out what happened. And actually wanted to meet with Duke Oldchay myself to say my apologies.
No. Your parents had already been by. They let us know of the trouble that you went through. Are you okay, dear?
I'm perfectly fine. I had the greatest bodyguards.
Looks over it. How much are you paying?
Enough to keep me alive.
Whatever you're paying him is not enough, and you should probably pay somebody else more. Just saying, dear.
I'll keep that in mind.
She leans back, has a little bit of a laugh. A little bit of a... Oh.
Sorry. You got.
No, she's not full...
No,
I know.
Not full Oju. She says, oh, well, I was just meeting with Lady Vetland. We were going to meet at her apartments for some lunch on our recess. Would you like to join? We could catch up while we were there. She was there too.
Absolutely. I don't believe I've actually met her acquaintance.
Well, I'd be very happy to introduce you. I'm surprised you haven't met at least everyone who's been in the house within the Parliament, seeing as who your mother is. And she wanted me to let you know next time I saw you to remind you that my nephew still hasn't decided upon anyone. If you ever want to have a get-together.
Definitely keep that in mind. I will let you know as soon as I have the time.
Anya, Shelly leans forward, seeing her starting to panic. Are you going to introduce me? Or should I maybe catch up with you another time?
No, this is
Okay, you're fine. Okay.
Am I on first name basis with her? Because I don't have her first name.
Lady Vetland?
Or just call her Lady Vetland.
She is
She is Lady Vetland.
kind of like how your mom is Lady Ethan. She's
yeah.
Lady Vetland.
Lady Vetland, this is Mistress Sable. She.
No. We're Esperona.
We're with
sorry.
Esperona also.
And my brain is panicking.
I'm sorry.
I
I brought up Vetland.
Yes.
She is Lady Esperona.
Also, if we agreed that I am now a magister with you,
Mistress would be fine.
Yeah.
That's a social
Okay.
standing.
don't use Sable though. Devin, go with something else.
Devin,
Yes, great.
you're asking me to lie. Sorry. You're.
We're lying to begin with. I don't know magic.
It's a lie to begin with.
I'm not a witch.
Oh yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
So,
I know the eyes are weird, but my lord.
Mistress,
learning.
Mistress
Okay.
Devon.
Go with
Yeah, I'm gonna. Lady Esperona.
Esperona.
Okay, I'm sorry. There's a lot going through my
Yeah.
brain right
It's okay.
now. I took my ADD medication yesterday.
Also, it's really in character and adorable.
Lady Esperona, this is Mistress Devon. She attends the academy with me. If you don't mind, she joins us as well.
Oh, she holds out her hand. As recognizing that you didn't have any lady in front of your name.
Oh yeah. So she'll and then the low dip. It is a pleasure, and I would not deem to inconvenience you if it is a private affair. I wouldn't take it to heart.
A friend of Anya's is a friend of mine, and we can find a seat for you with the servants if necessary. Come. And she puts the muff on her right hand, reaches over with her left, grabs Anya's hand, lifts it, and expects, and with that, like, and now you bitches are following us.
Oh my god.
Confidence.
It's like
just
Lucy from
moves.
Dracula.
Yeah.
Very much Lucy.
Yeah.
If I'm still alive by the end of the week, you get 5 gold. I'm
As
sorry.
you walk past.
It's just like, I'm sorry.
Just try to keep pace without clearly stepping on anyone's toes, literally and figuratively.
You've been getting the stink eye from a rather sturdy-looking guard. And she is giving you this look of like, do not step out of line, or I will crush you and say Lady Esperona while I do it.
Has there been like any other like Stenfod at all up here?
No.
There've been no Stenfods.
It's
whatsoever.
been purely Britons.
Just Britons
and she looks like she might have a little bit of Reaver blood. This personal house guard, because she's wearing the colors of the banner. She is in a breastplate. She has a strawberry blonde hair tied into a ringed braid.
Need one.
A circlet braid. You know what a circlet braid is, right?
Think Ren Fair.
I mean like this, but bigger and all the hairs up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. One
That-
of them. Yeah.
That thingy. I can demonstrate.
And she carries she's armed with what you can see a pair of dueling blades, a fencing saber, and on her other hip a mangoche. Available from Angel.
Show him, Vanna.
I mean, we have it on the table, but
Yeah, no, please don't.
It's
There's a lot
it's
of things
underneath
on
the good doctor.
She doesn't move until everyone else is starting to move, and she comes in behind.
Sig's gonna try to stay behind Anya while keeping pace with the group.
Yeah, she doesn't do this, but there's definitely that, like, as you get into line and she starts following along, the color bearer standing, trying to be in front of everyone, but being kind of off to the side because Lady Esperona is just moving with you as you walk. You're kind of having a moment trying to keep up. The 6'2" guard in the back having no trouble keeping pace.
I'm 5'7". I always make my characters taller than me.
Live your
Except for Ragnar.
fantasies.
This guy's like a foot taller than me.
Oh my god. She could scoop you. Just scoop.
It's just the meme of the woman holding the other girl against the wall.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no. If she tried to scoop me, I'd just get like you crushed like a pile of nuts. Like
She'd lift you by the armpits, and you do that like.
It's like when you try and pick up Noodle.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Ragdoll noodle. Ugh.
As you arrive, Lady Vetland is waiting outside her apartments, waving lightly. Make an awareness test.
Success.
Success.
What'd you get?
Failure.
Oh,
Success.
your bodyguards are on it.
Listen, this is my least perceptive character ever.
As she's waving, you see standing next to her in a fine, tailored gray suit, a rather... It reminds you of Siebold's hat. That tall... Little, not as wide brimmed, but still tall. Almost top hat like. Gentleman. Speaking to somebody on the other side, like a servant, and she waves. And as you arrive, she's Lady Esperona, who's your guests? Says, I will allow them the honor of introducing themselves because they are of us. And she moves Lady Anya forward.
Lady Vetland, I am Lady Anya Felmid-Athan.
Of House Athan? I've heard stories of the legendary Lady Athan. The saber of the court.
Oh no.
Oh, yes.
Are you her related?
She is my mother, yes.
Well, the dagger of the court is welcome in my home. Oh, and let me introduce you to an associate of mine, Obadiah. And turning around, taking off the large hat, walks over, pulls the hat into his waist. My lady, I am Dr. Obadiah Cyrus. A pleasure to meet you. And that's where we are going to end tonight's game.
I'm uncomfortable.
Wait.
I know this
Guys,
trick.
hold on. I have to say really quick, I am so sorry about Anya's fucking privilege. I have to think to myself, what would a spoiled brat say?
Oh my god.
Without...
So, that's it for us tonight. Thank you everybody for hanging out with us. I have been Connery. With me has been...
Cake.
Just Kevin.
Sandra Lee.
Thank you everybody for hanging out with us. We will see you next time. But until we see you again, remember to always stay evil. Good night, everyone.